Thumbs up, you guys. Let's go. What's going on? I just hope you guys are blessed and highly favored and having a wonderful Friday. You know what we're here to get into. It's going to be an open panel, honey. I got an old nasty piece of natural born woman, baby, who is here, honey, to get into the things, honey. Okay, she want to unpack. And she want to let, her tribe members know why she ain't got no problem with the word cisgender and what she think the underbelly of the issue is when it comes to a lot of females who don't like that terminology, honey. I'll tell y'all how we got here in a few, honey. We also got to do a little update on the situation, girl. There's a lot going on, honey. I guess TS Madison knows she's that bitch when she calls out this conversation, baby. All right, so we're going to get into it. I'm going to be dropping the link. You guys can surely come up here and pop off, give your perspective, etc. It's a free form discussion. Before we get into it, go ahead and thumbs up the video, because thumbing up not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. So when you are thumbing up the video, you are literally knocking on the digital door of another conscious crew member and telling them to get their asses into the goddamn sanctuary, because the king is in fact king and also. Shout out to all the new subbies, honey. We on to that old nasty piece of solid 47K, then 50, baby. And I am loving it. And I can't do it without you all. So thank you so very, 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 very much. Also, thumbing up the video don't cost you nothing. It is free 99, baby. So I'm working, you working, and teamwork make the dream work. God damn it. And last but not least, please share the stream out. to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be your Twitter, whether that be your Instagram, your Snapchat, your MySpace, your BGC, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you lay the link. Just let them whores know that we're loud, live, and in color. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, my girl, Dreaming Edmund here. I would love for Dreaming Edmund to hit the link as well. Dreaming, if you can hit the link, come on to the panel, because I had used your comments from the Tea on Top of Tea discussion Monday to fuel my conversation the other day. So if you want to come up, I would love to have you as well. I'm going to drop the link for Dreaming Edmund. If you are able to come up, sis. All right, shout out to my baby mamas, her story, and Ashley for the nasty piece of cash app, nasty piece of child support payment. Thank you. God bless you. I love you all so much. You guys love throwing them coins on me, honey, before I even take the poll. That's what I'm talking about, child. All right, you guys know that all donation information is in the description box below. It's also in the ticker, and my moderators typically rotate all handles. So thank you. So if you're enjoying yourself and you support the Cane, baby, you can sign up to Patreon. It's only $5 a month, and or you can hit the donation, honey. $sign Consciouztv is spelled just like it is right here on my channel, and Instagram is how it's spelled over on Miss Cash App, and or you can PayPal me at PayPal.me/ConsciouzTV. Now let me speak to some of the Conscious crew members. What's going on? Marcella. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Lady with Values. What's going on? Emily B. Hey, Terrence. What's going on? Logic Bees. Hey, Perp. Hey, Monty Morris. What's going on? Tam Tam. What's going on? Miss A. Hey, Jace. Hey, Love. What's going on? Gabriella. Hey, Morky Mom. What's going on? Darius. Hey, Taurus. Hey, Ray. Hey, Island Rose. What's going on? Tanika. Hey, Food Expert. What's going on? Tea Talk with Shay. Hey, Boo. Hey, Ashley. Hey, y'all. What's going on? My baby mother, Kiwana. Hey, Walking Truth TV. What's going on? You guys all right? We got the girls lining up in the back. Hey, Sean. Nasty piece of Shauna in the building. Ja. What's going on, Sister Rav? Hey, Boo. First time visitor is a Maddie Mob. I know that's right. Team Maddie Bob. What's going on, Sharon? Hey, what's going on, JH? Hey, Cynthia. What's going on, Latera? Hey, haters gone hate. What's going on, y'all? All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. I want to bring up my old nasty piece of guest child. Let me turn down this old nasty piece of music, child. What's going on, Andrew and Dreaming? Hey.
Hi. Hey, boos.
What's going on? Hey, I'm so glad to have y'all here. Because it's a lot going on. And I know you guys are going to give me 100% of y'all good, honest, thorough-ass commentary on the situation. And I want to ask you guys, because I don't think I've had an opportunity to really speak to either one of you guys since the whole debacle. So I would love for us to have a full discussion and to invite the rest of the Conscious crew up in the building in case they have anything they want to say and add to the situation. Of course, I want to ask both you, Dreaming, and Andrew about the nature of TS Madison's read. I've been seeing a lot of things in my algorithm and homepage about how dark it was, and some people feel like Brother Maddie went too far. And you know, then you also have the other side of that where you have people who believe that it's a no holds bar when it comes to love and war, baby. All things are fair. And if you bring up somebody's mama, they get to bring up any person who belongs to your DNA and to your lineage as well, baby. So all things are love and fair. So I wanted to talk about all of that stuff. Now, before we get into that, I want to say that shout out to TS Madison. Hey, Emily. Hey, Boo. Hey, okay. I wasn't gonna drop the link this early for everybody, but since you're already here, like that's fine. We can just cap it off here. Then I can drop the link again and let everybody else up as we get further into the discussion. I want to first and foremost, oh, my baby mother Maddie in the building. Hey, Maddie, queen of the Maddie mom is in the goddamn building, honey. I'm gonna drop the link for Maddie in case Maddie want to come up. I was just about to pull up your video, Maddie, because I was told you had shouted me out when you was pooching through LA, honey, and you and that old nasty piece of bodyguard was on the way to Red Lobster and shit. You're to crack open crabs and shit. So I was gonna pull you up and thank you for resharing my commentary and all that stuff, baby. I dropped the link for Maddie if Maddie want to come up and join the discussion, because apparently, baby. Apparently, somebody mama is contemplating some paperwork, Maddie. I don't know if you done heard or not, child, but I ain't seen no literal proof of that yet. But apparently, something done been said or communicated somewhere that has alluded to the fact that Unwind with Opioids alleged mother may be contemplating trying to run you out of your Beyonce coin, Shy. Okay, you done got up there talking about your underground and your upper ground pool, baby. And you know, Unwind got delinquent bills, baby. So her mama, as a result of putting her through all that childhood trauma, I guess done found a lick by trying to allegedly, you know, sue you, honey, so she can finally redeem herself for all the things that she put her bald-headed daughter through, honey. So it's a lot going on, Mother Maddie. Well, my mama's suing for on period. Mother Mary is suing for her misdiagnosis of Baby, not the mama's gonna be up in family court on Judge Judy suing the hell out of each other, baby. No. Let's hope that we're gonna hope that not happen. I mean, I don't know what kind of case Unwind would have any damn way, considering that she the one who put her mammy on blast. She the one who told all them tales. She even lied in her rebuttal that we're gonna listen to just a little bit, because you know Unwind is a revisionist historian, honey, but she done forgot that the winos also got their master's degree in nosology too. So the things that Unwind was claiming she did not say and that Maddie was historically and factually incorrect about were actually in fact the things that Unwind did say initially. But we already know that the bitch is a damn slanderer. She's a damn liar, baby. Okay, she claimed that my mama got diabetes. She also came for a member of the protected class. You can't be out here dragging anybody with a disabilities, any types of handicaps. So you know, she would have her work cut out for her. Hold on, Emily. I think you in the background. Can you hear me, Em? Can you hear me, boo? You there? I think something going on with her connection, child. Try to go back out and come back in, Emily. She completely forgot that she posted doc stuff, the whole nine, child. It's a mess. But it's probably all bluff and fluff anyway, Maddie. But we gonna get into that, girl, because you got the conversations out here started, honey. Okay, they started. So let me go ahead and first and foremost bring up baby Bubba's bring up her live where she shouted the king out, even though she here loud, live, and in color. And once again, boo, you are more than welcome to hit the link and come up here and pop your shit. All right, honey. Maddie probably gonna read the room and see how good y'all do, and if she gotta drag the hell out of y'all, then she gonna hit that damn link. Then she gonna hit that up the link, baby. Let me hold on. Let me put this up. Child. All right, honey. So this is Mother Maddie's last live pushing through LA, honey. As you see here, red star. Want to zoom in here, and let me shout out to all of the really mature, educated, sound-minded females, natural-born women. Y'all know I have agreed to not use the term cis because y'all don't like that term, and I'm okay with not using that term. So all my females and all my natural-born biological women, shout out to y'all, because I was really impressed, honestly, by how well y'all were able to listen to my commentary and basically just be like, girl, facts on top of facts on top of facts on top of facts. See, I love them type of people who can be like real honest. They don't really get into pledging an allegiance to a group more so than they have an allegiance to truth. And I was glad that there was a lot of natural born women who was able to be honest about the fact that there is contention there when it comes to bio women and how they feel about trans women. This underbelly of bullying, this underbelly of judgment, this underbelly of bigotry, this underbelly of it all, honey. So, let me see, Mother Maddie. Where you at, Matt? I don't see you in the back, boo. You must have got kicked out. Hold on. Mother Maddie.
Am I up?
Baby, you on.
Why I can't see me?
There you go. Hey, boo.
Let me tell you something, Conscious. Like real tea.
Yes.
I never really wanted to go that dark route because that's not my swag. You feel what I'm saying? And here's the thing. I did read comments. I did see the things of people saying that I went too far. But here's the glory about that. The glory about that is it allowed me, you, and other people who have higher thinking to see that people have allowed their disdain for me and other trans people, transgender people, to overlook that this person has went low beyond low with people. She's doxed. This woman doxed me. This woman has my personal passport in her possession and was posting my passport online with my dead name, which my name has been changed for 2 years. My name is not Timothy anymore. It was, but it's not anymore. And, you know, even though I joke about the things with Timothy, because that stuff doesn't bother me, it's just the fact of the matter that you have my passport, you have my personal information, and you're trying to post it online. I don't know who you're giving this stuff to. You are a dark and evil individual. You know, all people got to do is Google stuff, and when you actually have ownership of things, there are things in your name, like homes and cars and things that you have in your name that traces. All it takes is one crazy individual.
That's it.
So no one saw the harm in that. You mean to tell me that no one, unprovoked, this woman had my passport online that was given to her by Giovanni Mac?
Ow!
That was given to her by him. And so when my lawyers were communicating with him and her, and we provided the proof that it came from him, there was quiet and silence. A silence came over Gilead.
It's quiet, ain't no back talk.
A quiet came over Jerusalem. And I was like, so, because every time, you know, you say alleged, you're going to have to prove the fact of where you got my stuff from. Listen, nobody don't just have my passport. Nobody doesn't just have that. That's a part of management. And Allegra ain't got no business doing it. And it was an old passport from the time when that gentleman was my manager.
Wow.
So of course I know that it was given to her by him. And she thought that shit was so funny. You know what I'm saying? Like doing stuff like that, and you thinking stuff like that is funny. Do you know how hated I am as a trans person in the United States of America? We are a protected group because we have to be a protected group of people because we're hated by so many different people. And you think me reading you on something that you told the world, we were once okay. So I watched your story. I watched what you said. You think that you told your story. I only went and said what was the root of your darkness. So the root of my transgenderism may be that my dad isn't there. The root of me being a sissy, a fag, a homosexual, a punk, or whatever, a man in a wig, it might be for that. The root of your vile, nasty, foul person that you are came from your mama laying over there smoking that big ass bolo and letting that man come in there and fuck you, according to you. Allegedly, according to you. That's what you said. So we were getting the root of why we're both evil people.
Yes, this was a psychoanalyst.
So we were both getting to the root of why we're what we are.
This was a psyche vow.
So my whole thing is, don't get up there and feel some type of way now when you've come and you've done the darkest of shit. Bitch, you talked about Blue Ivy. You talked about Cardi B's kids. You talked about people. You've placed
Dwayne Wade and Gabriella's daughter.
On their daughter. You talk about my mother having diabetes. My mother doesn't have diabetes. You said I have AIDS. I don't have AIDS. The things that you do, and then everyone wants to sit back and act like they don't see it because now there are children involved. I'm a child of God, bitch. You talking about a child of God.
I know that's right, Maddie.
So if your mother was somewhere smoking gallons of crack, you told it. That's the story that you told. You told that story.
Indeed.
And not only did you tell that story, girl, honey, you told what that man did to you and your mother wasn't protecting you. So we're both damaged human beings because of the things that we lacked somewhere in our parentage. So don't sit up here and be a victim now and don't you're not an advocate for black women. Every opportunity that you get to tear a black woman down, you do. Every single opportunity that you have to do that, you do it. You were just up there caping for Just when you thought that Just and me was beefing, and then you turn right around and you do the exact same thing. And 24 to 48 hours before, you were calling her a man yourself. You are a hypocrite. You are a liar. You are a manipulator. You are a disgusting, low-down human being. And that comes from crack. That comes from a product of crack. I'm a fag, a homosexual, a trainee, a punk, a sissy, a man in a wig. And sometimes that comes from a product of the dad not being in the home. So, bitch, what did I do? What the fuck did I do except analyze both of our traumas? Don't get mad because you get gut punched with your own motherfucking abilities. Don't do that. And you sitting over here mad at Claudia Jordan because every time you see her, that light-skinned woman, you think about Holly Berry and losing Isaiah, how your mama was smoking gallons of crack like that. I get tired of everybody coming in with this pressure in their chest. You get what I'm saying? At me because I'm a trainee. You get mad at me because you feel as though that because I'm trans, I'm not owed any respect because I'm cosplaying as you. I'm not you. I should bow down to you. I'm up under your hood because I am a carbon copy of you, and I'm not owed any respect. I don't give a fuck about you, your children, your mother, anybody. When you come to do not forget that this bitch rang my doorbell. Hello?
Hello? And pulled out her pussy. And pulled out her pussy in that open air that you breathing to take a piss.
This woman rang my doorbell. She rang my doorbell. I don't bother with her. Listen, when there's stories about her, I do the best that I can to circumvent even having a conversation about her because I know we got pressure with each other. And if anybody tells you anything otherwise, they're telling a lie. She took that opportunity to take that stuff. Listen, and I've never said a negative thing about Miss Netta. There's not one time have I said anything negative about Miss Netta. There's not one time that I've even acted in any space of jealousy towards Miss Netta. There's nothing that Netta has that I haven't already bought or that's already in spaces that I've already done. There's nothing that Netta's doing. I don't care how popular she is. I don't care how I am rooting for Miss Netta to win because they just gave that Hawk Tua bitch a fucking documentary.
That part.
That white Hawk Tua girl is getting a documentary. So why can't Miss Netta them have their things? I don't have a personal issue with Miss Netta. I don't at all. So when that bitch, anytime that bitch get an opportunity where she feels that she needs to jab me and go low on me, she does this stuff. My question is, weren't you born a woman? Didn't you already beat me because you're already a woman? You're a woman. You have a real pussy. You have a husband, and you have funny looking ass motherfucking children. So this is you. You've already beat me, right? Why do you need to use me to sell tickets? I don't understand it.
You know why, man.
I don't understand it.
You know
You
why.
are real. You're real. I'm cosplaying. I'm fake. You're on your menstrual cycle. All of these things that you keep reminding me unnecessarily of that you can do that I care nothing about. You're telling me all of this stuff, and yet you're still trying to use me to sell tickets. I don't understand it. When I'm selling tickets to any place, I don't bring up trashy K. I don't bring that trash bitch up on anything for nothing. I don't ring that bitch doorbell. It be all types of shit going on. I don't even go in that whole direction.
Don't.
So when I see people, oh, TS should be canceled, by who? Do you think that when I'm reading that whole to the ground that I'm not receiving text messages from real celebrities?
Get her, Glow.
Get her, Jay. Get her. Get her, Glow. You don't think that I'm receiving messages from those people saying, wear that bitch out?
Shut her ass
because
up.
of the nasty, foul, disgusting, low-down things that she has done and said to people for a click and a view to sell a ticket?
That part.
Are you kidding me? Do you not know who's in my phone, whose numbers are in my phone, and who's on my line, and who I'm in close proximity with that have sent me a text message that said, "Get up, bitch," because they can't do it? Hello?
Hi.
Because they can't do it? You've lost your whole fucking mind to think that bitch somebody's gonna chop me off for that hoe?
For that one in particular.
For that bitch right there? For that one.
But you know why she needs your name, mother? Because the real woman with the real puss got real $1.4 million debt. She got
and listen, there's other ways that she can rip. She don't need me to do that. She don't need me to do that. Listen, she has 1 point so many followers. Why don't y'all give her $1? Why don't they give her $1 each? All her subscribers give her $1, and then she'll have 1 point some odd million dollars to put over there in that fund. And see, she's always in this. I'm not in any competition with her. I've never been in any competition with her. But let's be clear. If me and Homegirl hadn't a split, she wouldn't be anywhere in existence.
Maddie. Robots
if me
don't
and
have
Homegirl,
Cash App, baby.
If me and Homegirl would have not split up, baby girl wouldn't be in existence today. She'd be trying to figure out what few food review she's gonna be doing.
Not food review.
And that's just real live tea right there.
Oh my God. Maddie, you know that Tasha sitting over there with 1.1 million robots. Robots don't have money in a Cash App, so she can't get $1 from robots.
Well, listen, this is my thing. I when she came over there to the Fox Soul show, I was like, I didn't even talk about her then. I didn't even talk about her then. I let her come to the show to tell her side of the story or whatever. I've never been in a dark place with that woman. She can't tell you I've been in a dark place with her. The reason why she on tour right now is because Craig helped her put her tour stuff together. She called me to call Craig. She called me to call Craig to help her put her stuff together. And that house that she's hiding from Cardi B, when she was getting her renovations and stuff together, the same people that are renovating my house right now, I gave her those people. I gave her my makeup artist. And they told me the other day while they was in here, they was like, Madison, I can't believe that she's doing these things. And then they said, well, this doesn't surprise or shock me because when we were working on her studio, she said, I want my stuff better than hers. My stuff must be better than hers.
Wow.
And I'm like, wait a minute.
Wow.
She said that shit.
Wow.
Why would she say, I'm not in? And here's the thing. You have a real vagina. You have a real husband. You have real children. I'm not in competition with you, niece. I'm not in competition with you. I've never been in competition with you, ever. That competitive spirit that she has on her to be number one, to be the top, to be the best, that's great. But this is why that every time that she befriends someone, she's no longer their friends because she don't know how to keep that. She don't know how to keep that relationship or those boundaries.
Absolutely. A jealous, hearted, envious, dark
And
spirited
my
ass.
thing is, everybody that has found something wrong with what I said of wearing her out, this is what she told the public. She said that to the public. I just throw some juice on it. I just throw some juice on it. Every time she talks about me, she throws juice on it. I'm broke. I don't have listen. Well, if I'm the kind of broke hoes need to strive to be.
Thank you.
I'm the kind of broke hoes not her kind of broke.
Right, that part.
And it's like, come on, Conscious. When that bitch posted my passport, I thought that was the most foulest thing that she did.
It was.
And it was not because I was worried about somebody knowing my name was Timothy. It's the fact that this person has my personal passport stuff, my personal things that was given to her by Giovanni Mac, my personal stuff that she has in her possession that she decided that she wants to put to the public so that I can be in danger, so that she can have me in danger.
That's the part.
And because and because the people found that to be so funny, they didn't find anything wrong with that. They didn't find anything wrong with her doing what she did. And I have not went in any direction to do that to her. None of the addresses that she lived in, none of the addresses that I met her at when I sat in her house to do her talk show, because there was one house that she lived and one house that we did a talk show in. I've never done any of that stuff to her. None of that. I haven't never went in any dark place to her. And I kept asking that hoe, lady, stop fucking with me. Go on about your business.
And did.
Leave me alone, because when I go dark, I'm going to go dark. And I can continue to go dark. Because it ain't done.
We don't want you to, mother.
It ain't done.
We don't want you to go no darker, baby.
It's not done. And my thing is, it's like, lady, all I ask you to do is go about your business. Go on about your business. Do your thing. Like, do your thing. You got your pussy. You got your husband. You got your kids. Do your thing. That little shifty, shady shit you be doing to me and stuff like that is so unnecessary because I haven't did anything to cause you any harm. Nothing.
Here.
And I just want to say this. I'm from Miami.
And is.
No. I'm from all my people's down there.
I caught that, T. I caught that.
All my people's down there. I'll say it again. All my people's down there. None of my people's like what that hoe do. Again, I'm from Miami. All my people's is down there.
Oh, God, no.
I have girl cousins. I have girl close friends. I have women motherfucking thumpers. All my people are down there. And they don't like the way that this person does what they do to me, especially when they see me not bothering them.
Let me loosely translate super quick, Mother Maddie. A proper translation, unwind is
all my peoples are down there. All my kinfolks is down there.
Mother Maddie just said, if you need help with your plumbing, she got people down there that can help you. If your baby need help getting the chain back on the bike, she got people down there that can help you. If your car need some premium air in the tire, baby, some transmission work done, she got people who can pull up and help you out.
All my kinfolks is there, and it's just like everybody don't take well to all that shit that you be like. When that whole posted my passport, I had to really press the red stop button. I had to press the stop button because it's just like, lady, why are you doing this? Like, what's that? Like, what are we doing here? Like, why are we in this space? Because you trying to be funny. Because you trying to be funny. Like, what we doing?
Trying to cause literal harm and danger. So let me ask you this question, Mother Matt. Why didn't you take her up legally when she had doxed you that way? Like, what made you say, you know what, I'm gonna leave it alone?
I did go the legal route with her. I did. Okay. You know, there are a few things, there are a few other lines that she needs to cross.
Okay.
There are a few other lines that she needs to cross in order for things to be deeply enforced.
Got it.
We're just waiting for her to cross those lines because we know that she has my personal information in her possession. We know that she has that.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Here's the gag, because we know that the individuals like Unhinged really do rely on the vagina as their landmark of authenticity. But the reason why, Maddie, your existence and your success is really blowing her ego out of the park is because you are the first trans woman to give this natural born woman a lesson in the power of femininity rather than the power of vagina. The fact that her vagina has felt her, comparatively speaking, to the femininity that you vibrating on, that got you sitting where you sitting, that's what's really fucking with her mentality. It's because you just blew vagina out of the park with the power of femininity as a whole. Absent of vagina.
But Conscious, here's the thing.
And that's why you triggering up a lot of these type of women, period.
But
that's
here's the
really
thing.
what you triggering up.
I don't think that I'm better than a natural born woman. I've never thought that I was better than a natural born woman. I've never even fixed my mouth to say that I'm better than a natural born woman. I've never even said one time that trans women are better than natural born. I've never even said that. And when the whole period thing came out, I had to cuss DL Hughley out because the girl Blossom that made the statement was not a big enough person for them to use their face, so they used mine, and so everybody thought that I was saying that women don't own periods.
I remember that.
I never said any of that. Never. I've never fixed my mouth to say that. I said what I said was that there are trans men that were born female that also have periods too. So I understood in the context of which Blossom was saying that, you know, they can't gatekeep it, like, you know, but only females can have periods.
Yeah. Whether it's transitioned females or non-transitioned females.
So it's like the narratives that like they like to spin. You know, they do it for their own personal gain. It's like Trump supporters. Like they fearmonger. They pander to those types of people, to those types of women who have these underlying insecurities. You know, because they have these issues with other women, and then for a trans woman to come along, boom. First of all, if I was a broke down, a foot dragging, raggedy, smoking dope, whatever type of trans woman, they'd be like, yes, I'm rooting for you. Because I'm a successful person, they want me to slip anywhere so the stuff can be taken from me, so they can say, got you, bitch. Because now you're not in their mind. All of the material things that I show or I do this, whatever, I'm always telling people, bitch, you can have this and more. All you got to do is reach for it. You know, I don't never come in the door saying I'm better than you because I have or this and the other. If you take that from you watching me, that's some personal issue that you have within yourself. That's personal shit that you have within yourself. I hit her motherfucking kids with those reeds, bitch, because I know how to slice a bitch throat. You come from my mother, you know my mother is as a man, as a born male that transitioned into a transgender woman, have to protect my mother from other black women attacking her. How the fuck does that sound?
Mm, mm, mm.
I have to protect another black woman, my mother, from being attacked. Your mama fat and she got diabetes and she handicapped. She walking around that chair. You don't know why my mother's in that chair. You don't know what happened to my mother on her job that made that she had an accident on her job that made her have to be disabled. You don't know that. And they constantly go forth for my mother. Constantly go forth on a constant basis
Yep.
for my mother. And as a black woman, how do you claim that you advocate for black women and you're going for a trans woman's mother?
That part. That
get
part.
me-
Talk about it, Maddie. Talk
Especially
about
that
it.
mother,
And
especially
you
a
do
mother as
this.
sweet as her.
You do this to get me riled up because you know that's a sweet.
About
You know that's a sweet spot for me.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
You know that is a sweet spot for me. So your kids, that's a sweet spot for you. I'm going for the juggler, bitch. Ain't
That's
no
right.
rules when we fighting. I'm going for the juggler.
That's
And I
right.
held that shit. I held that stuff about her mom. I had been holding that for a while because I was like, I met her mother. Her mother came to my house. We hugged. We took pictures together. Her mother was a nice person.
Wow. You met the mom. I didn't know that,
I
Maddie.
met the mother. I met her mother. Her mother has been to my home as well.
Wow.
Her
Wow.
mother has eaten food from my house as
Wow.
well.
From your table.
Wow.
As
Wow.
well. I took pictures with her mother. Her kids have been to my house. So that's how I know what her
Send me them
fucking kids
pictures,
look
Maddie. Text me them damn pictures.
like. So my thing is, I didn't even want to go in that direction with her mama because I'm like, bro, I already know how I am. I'm sensitive about my mom. But the thing about it is, I know that whole sensitive about her kids. So bitch, keep your mouth off my fucking mama, and I won't say a word about your kids. I don't give a damn. Don't even mention Miss Mary. Don't even say nothing about my mama this or my mama that or my mom. Don't say nothing about my mama, bitch. When you know you was at my house and my mama was praying for prosperity for you, praying for prosperity over your like, girl, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Wow. And you come and the first thing that you want to do is some nasty vile shit like that, and then you thinking you're funny by posting my passport so that all people got to do is Google this, Google that. That you're not. Don't try to gaslight these people into thinking that we don't know what you're doing.
Right. Endangering your life. That's what you wanted.
Yeah, putting you.
It was a whistle blow to everybody who wanted to avenge her and everybody who feel a way about you to have the information to go and do what's in their wicked ass heart to do. That's what she wanted to do, was throw out the ammo so somebody else could pull the trigger.
Yes, like don't play, girl. Like I know exactly. That's why I was on when I said, girl, why are you posting? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Nasty.
Like, why are you doing? You're doing all this for just hilarious. You was just calling this woman a man 2 days. I've never called
that part.
The you were just calling her a man 2 days ago. And for the women that have selective outrage and they have selectively forgotten that this vile demonic person gets into the paint and gets low like that, and all of a sudden you got pressure for a trans person that was not bothering her, that tells people that I have a dick at the bottom and titties at the top, that tells people that I walk in my transness, that walks completely in me being a transgender person, that transsexual, that says that I am not a woman, I am a trans woman, a person that walks completely in her truth. You mean to tell me that you have pressure for me because I wore her motherfucking kids out, bitch, and this hoe have put my living in danger? I don't care. I don't care who's hurt about it. Hey, I've been sexually assaulted too.
Period.
What are you talking about? I talk about me being raped at work. I've been raped at work, walking the beat. Did I deserve that? No, I didn't deserve it. I'm very transparent about the things that have happened in my life. You feel me? So my thing is, I would really, really, really like implore people to look at the context. I didn't just jump out and start wearing her out. I didn't just get up and start attacking her. I didn't get up and just be like, okay, this is a woman, so I'm about to go low on her. I asked her with everything in me, Tasha, go on about your business. Like, leave me alone. Like, listen, what are we beefing for? This woman had Sydney Star on her show. Now I was gonna whoop Sydney Star ass if my asshole turned to I told Sydney Star to her ear, I was gonna whoop her ass. Because you went over there and you sat on that woman's sofa and you told that and you let that woman put that thing out to sell subscriptions, and you know I didn't call your phone to try to stop you from doing no interview because I don't even be thinking about that lady like that. That lady is not nowhere on my mind for me to even be thinking about this lady like that. You sat that other trans girl down in there and you was gonna get her. I was going to stomp her.
jump up and down on her body like a motherfucking trampoline.
I was going to stomp her because it was like, girl, why would you put me in this stuff with this bitch? I don't even be talking about this girl, this bitch. And she called me on FaceTime while they were sitting with each other. All of this stuff, this just jumped out. And because I fooled with her at the time, I answered the phone. And so it was like an ambush. And I'm like, girl, what the fuck? And so when the information, when the truth came out, nobody ever comes and clears up the truth.
No.
No one ever comes out and clears up the truth. They sit around there. The whole storyline was TS Madison was jealous because Sydney Star went over there and she tried to stop Sydney Star from doing an interview with Tasha K. I'm like, bitch, I didn't even know that.
That part. The thirst is real. The thirst is real. It's hella real.
For my views to be so low, for me to be, struggling in viewership, for me to sit on YouTube 5,000 hours a day to try to make money, for me to be why am I, if I'm the lowest, if I'm so under everybody, including the new couple of the year, Miss Netta and Charles, if I'm so low under everybody, why do y'all use my name for stuff? I be minding my business. I fly back and forth to California filming. I fly back and forth out of town doing appearances. I make my money. I go home. I entertain my group of people that like to watch me. Whether it's 10,000, 12,000, or 2, I entertain my people that like me.
That's it. That's all.
You came over here with your real pussy, your real titties, your real period, your real husband, and your real funny looking ass kids, bitch, and your crack smoking ass motherfucking trauma that you had, and you want to attack, you want to start this shit with me, and I don't even be fucking with that girl.
That part.
But you want to paint this picture out and have people over there, well, Madison is so mad at real women. Why? Why am I mad at real women? This ain't even no real woman. This a puss-ass nigga.
They want you to be mad, man. That's what it is.
Yep, that's all they want.
But you gotta know, Maddie, that you are the first trans woman to ascend in the way that you have. I'm talking about ascended beyond Laverne Cox.
No, I'm not beyond Laverne. Here's the thing. I'm not beyond.
No,
I'm not beyond Laverne.
Maddie, no, because I know what you're gonna say. No, I know you gotta be humble.
I want to say this. No, I want to say this, Conscious. I'm not above Laverne. I'm not above Janet. I'm not above those people. These are people who I stand on the shoulders of. What I am is I am a transgender woman who came through from Vine, from BigDickBitch.com, from all the spaces that none of those girls occupy, that a lot of the girls that are trying to come up now have occupied the spaces, and I pushed the door through for them to come be internet stars like they are. That's what I am. And I'm maneuvering my way through mainstream media.
Yes. Okay, well, let me clarify what I'm about to say, because I know that you gotta have the optics opt-in. I love Janice Markdown. Definitely these women have paved the way. But what I mean by transcended is you have entered into a level of relevancy and a level of revere and just honor and visibility in overall pop culture. Like, just you have gone beyond the LGBT veil. You have broken the glass ceiling. You now floating and orbiting out in the Milky Way of it all. And I fully believe that this is why some natural born women have so much contention with you, because you have demonstrated, Maddie, the power of not vagina, the power of femininity.
That's
And
right.
these women who sit under a patriarchy, who have been made to believe that vagina is the end all be all, that vagina is the golden calf, are having an ego death because you are the big dick bitch, as you say, who showed up at the door with the TS between your legs. And look at the way what's between your legs, the energy that you also possess inwardly has trampolined your ass and bypassed all of the genitalia energy and narrative, all of the biology conversation. I mean, you have done something that even some natural born women have not been able to do, because you are literally vibrating in that feminine shit, and you're vibrating in it in a way that has put you up in the damn godhead of it all. I mean, you are really
but here's
Maddie, I want to give you your roses, because I really don't think you just understand what you have done. And so I think because you still doing it, and you still building, and you still evolving, and you still soaring, that you just have not understand what you have exactly accomplished. I mean, you have done something original, and you have just done something that is jaw dropping. And I could see, if I was an insecure natural born woman, if I was an insecure natural born woman, I could totally understand what my fucking issues would be with a bitch like you.
But this is the thing. I came from a woman. I was raised by a woman, and my mother was a single mother who worked 2-3 jobs. So anytime that I've ever had the opportunity to uplift, women on my platform, especially women with businesses, and that's what I've done. Like, I've always done that. I've never just went specifically and just start I can't out the black women. I've never done any of that. And so when I be seeing that shit, I'm like, this is this is some ridiculous shit. Like, this is ridiculous. And it's
But
just
Maddie,
like, yes.
Maddie, I want to just make sure that I tell you, you're all of that. But the one thing you are to me, you were the catalyst for me seeing my true self and making me change, making me acknowledge that I did have feelings that I needed to deal with that I thought I didn't have. And I watched you and Conscious and Craig.
Wow.
It made me see myself. It made me see myself. And I
Here's
promise
the thing.
you will not see a bigger advocate.
You
now.
So sweet. Listen, sister, I want to say this. If I were to add up all the dark things that natural born women have done to me in my coming up and in my transition, how they wanted boys to beat me up, how they see niggas in my face, so they want to go over the screen. You a man, get over that man. Like, for someone to attack me just in the space and won't even think twice about doing it, And then I turn around. I came out to a woman. My best friend, women. My manager, women. My lawyer, women. Women who have tried to excel. So I can't have any feelings of illness in my heart to women. All women are not the same. There are good women. There are bad women. There are good trans women. There are bad trans women, because I cuss them hoes out too. I tear those trans girls up too. I don't play with them.
Yeah, but we keep the same energy for everybody.
I tear those trans girls up too, because it's a few trans girls online right now trying to drag me. And I tear them up, and I say, which I shouldn't, I probably should not. Because I do hold a place of influence and do hold a place of visibility. I can take accountability for that. Maybe I should not, but I tears them hoes up like they niggas too. Fuck you, hoe. Because that's where I'm from. Like, that shit is in me, and I've been trying my best to to change from the way that I normally. This is the lowest that I've been in a while, and I can't go lower than this.
We know, Maddie,
but I
but we
don't
don't
want to do this.
Yes, don't.
I just want this. I want that lady to go on about her business, fuck her husband, make 5 more children,
Oh.
have her monthly cycle, make her money. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone, lady. Leave me alone.
But you know that now that she knows how much you want her to leave you alone, that's what's going
That's what's going to drive.
that's the blood in the water. Like that's the blood in the water for her. Okay, I'm staying on her ass because I know
That's
how bad she want me off her ass.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I seen people saying, "Well, she's trying to drag me out to lose all I got." I wanna
she
reiterate. I want to reiterate this again. You don't know who's in my telephone that I can click over and call, or who's in my Rolodex that I can like that are your faves that I can press, that I can send a text, that'll send me a video, a picture, and be like, Rita, get up, bitch, get that bitch, tear that bitch, pull that bitch eye sockets out. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
So for the ones rolling around thinking that they're gonna cancel me because I wore that hoe out, wait on it.
I said Tasha K don't mean enough to the upper industry for anybody to defend her. It's nobody who is going to defend her.
No.
It's those ones
she is a threat to everybody in that position.
It's those ones in the comment. It's those ones in the comment section that feel like her, that have those same sentiments towards me, and that have those deep-rooted insecurities within themselves to be like, I want that bitch to lose everything because that bitch talking to me. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the person that's antagonizing me.
Yes.
I'm talking to the person that rung my doorbell and wanted to fight. And then when I came out with a Uzi, they got it. I'm talking to the person that's attacking me. So don't think that I just rung her doorbell and came in. Don't act like that you don't see that this person is attacking me. Don't act like that you don't see that this person is provoking me. Don't act like that you don't see that this is the antagonist in this situation who asked for whatever they receive.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But a lot of times they don't see the antagonist. They always see the person that shoots back. They don't see the first.
My thing is, and I'm gone, Conscious, how can you have smoke for the fire, but not the person, but not have any smoke for the person that started the fire?
Exactly. Exactly.
It's natural born supremacy, as I like to call it.
Yep.
All it is.
Again, that woman posted my passport with vitriol and darkness, and was expecting for whatever to happen to me to happen.
She did. She did, and wouldn't have given a damn, and would have came online and celebrated it, and
would have done that, and everybody forgot that because that was so funny. She was doing a gender reveal. Oh my God, his name is Timothy. Oh my God, that's so funny. That's so funny. Now, when I tell you your kids can't motherfucking hula hoop because their eyes going motherfucking east and west like Spaghetti Junction over here on 285, bitch, why are we mad? Why are we mad?
Oh my God.
Well, I sure do hope you at least, I know you got to step down, but I sure do hope you at least stay around to hear the conversation, because I would love for you to hear just how much you all changed, all of us, the influence that you had on all of us.
And if you got time, I got 2 questions super quick that I want to ask.
Okay.
First question is, why do you think some natural born women have an issue admitting to their covert transphobia? Like, what do you think it is that just makes them?
Well, personally, I think it's because they don't want to seem like they're not solid in their womanhood, and that they don't want to seem like that their womanhood is that they feel that there's a threat to their womanhood. And there's not a threat to your womanhood because we are not females.
Right.
We are not female. We will never be females, and we know this. This is something that we know. And so my thing is, well, I can't speak for everybody. I know that I'm not a female. I was never born a female. I will never be a female. That's just what it is. But I'm not going to keep saying that I'm not real or real thing to appease your ego, so that you be like, well, I'm a real motherfucking woman, and you can't do none of this shit that I do. And so because you can't do none of the shit that I do, you don't even need to be in the same area. You don't even look at me. You don't have a right to even speak on me or speak in my direction. You don't even have a right to do that. And that's insane. And I think that when women really sit back and analyze, like, why do you not like this person? Here's the thing. How can you feel a certain type of way about a gay person or a trans person that has not done anything to you, but yet you still are in close proximity to the person that molested you?
That part. Yikes.
But yet you are still in close proximity to the person that molested you, but you hate a trans person or a gay person that has done nothing to you.
Wow.
Because you trying to be me. You want to be me. You mad at my pussy. You mad that I can do this. And no one is, first of all, if you really want to understand, the admiration that we have for natural born women is is next level. It's next level. It's next level. And it's not just about the admiration for just being there. It's the love for femininity. If you only knew how many times that men, bio men, I don't even use the word cis, but if you want to know how many men, straight men, who can't even tap into their feminine energy because women have policed that from them, and so many of them have it bottled up that they can't even, like Beyonce, or they can't even can't snap their fingers, can't eat a banana,
Can't let a little twerk out,
can't
can't
get a
touch a lollipop.
hey. You know, it's like, come on, like no one can take your spot. You that's your spot.
It's yours.
That's your spot. Anyway.
Okay, that's a great. Okay, last question is there any hypothetical possibility in the Marvel multiverse of madness that you and my future husband, Dr. Casanova, can have a conversation?
Hell no, I want to cuss that motherfucker out. I want to cuss him out. You know why I want to cuss him out? Listen, Conscious, you know why I want to cuss him out? I want to cuss him out because he was so fast to jump on that thing. And here's the thing, I haven't seen him once. Not in any of his commentary about anything T.S. Madison. I've not seen him once champion anything that T.S. Madison has done or said for the trans community anywhere. But was so quick to so quick to identify Netta. I watched Larry Reed last night, and Netta was on there saying, my name is Joe Robinson. My name is Joe. They call me Joe Netta. I have never called Miss Netta Joe. I've called her Joe Netta. It's so many things that and he jump started that shit. And it was so many things. I'm waiting on his apology. Nigga, when you coming to tell the TS that you sorry? When you finna tell the TS? Because the woman said over there that she ain't no motherfucking transgender woman. She said she don't even identify as no transgender woman. She don't have nothing to do with the transgender term. That's not her. She said she is Joe. My name is Joe. I can call myself Joe. Somebody else can call me Joe. This is what it is. And she said, I want to be like T.S. Madison. You heard it from her mouth.
And did for the billionth time.
I want to be like T.S. Madison,
a trans woman.
But she came back and said, "I'm not trans."
Right.
She
don't know her ass trans, but you know,
she's not the woman. Conscious. We can't put identity. Listen, you can't call me no female. I mean, and you can't call me no woman. I'm gonna tell you why.
I call Netta a trans. Now, I'm gonna call her whatever she want to be called directly. But in terms of overall conversation, she just don't know she trans. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why she trans. And I'm cool with her not using the term, even though she is, because she has augmented her body. She has had a breast lift. A man living as a man and who presents as a man and identifies as a man does not get a double or triple BBL, does not get a breast lift, and does not walk around society allowing people to classify him as a her without correcting them about the pronouns, and then admitted in the Shade Room interview, Maddie, that she only tells people that she's biologically male when she feels safe. That's what she said.
Well,
these are things she done said, not me.
But here's the thing. She said all these things, and yet she has still backed up her conversation that she is not a trans woman. And they were trying to nail me to the cross, saying that I've been transphobic against Miss Netta. Now, there has been countless shows that I've done with Craig that they have completely omitted that I was like, Craig, we're not doing this. I don't want to do this. We are in a live, just like right now, we live. You couldn't stop me from saying nothing about Tasha K. You couldn't stop me from saying nothing about her motherfucking cockeyed ass kid or her funny looking ass daughter or bitch the bolos that her mama motherfucking smoked during the time, bitch, when that man stuck his thumb in her booty. It wasn't, you couldn't stop me from saying none of that. In the moment of us going, I can't stop Craig from doing these things. And I said, if you watch the show, you see me saying, not today. I don't want to do this today.
I don't want to talk about her, Craig.
I don't want to talk about this.
Shout out to her for her home and everything. I hope that Miss Netta get all the things. You said all those things.
And I always say, well, shout out to her getting a new home. I said, okay, well, she's got this going on. I always try to come back and layer it with whatever positive thing that I think that's going on in their life. So for him to completely miss that and start this whole situation of TS Madison is jealous of Miss Netta. And the blatant transphobia that TS, if I want to be transphobic to a motherfucking hoe, ain't nobody gonna stop me. Ain't nobody gonna whoop my motherfucking ass about me being trans. I'm gonna go right in and tell that hoe, nigga, pull your nuts from up between your legs and wipe them off. I just cussed the hoe out the other week that's been on my neck. Pull your nuts out that motherfucking hole, bitch. And I didn't feel no type of way about saying it because that bitch is an op to me. If you an op to me, I don't give a fuck what come out of my mouth. You're an op. You're an op. So you get what I get. You get bopped as an op.
Okay, so I want people to pause this and play this back now because I want so now y'all can't scream. TS got all this smoke for women. She just told you, baby. When it come to her own, she will rip their head. So Maddie keeps the same energy across the board.
You heard me say the same thing. I said when that shit went on with Sydney, I was gonna stomp a mud hole in that motherfucking hole back. That's where I'm at with it. You understand what I'm saying? I have never been nothing but authentic to exactly who the fuck I am. And it ain't been nobody different. I ain't painted you nobody different or nothing. If I wanted to read Miss Netta would have got read like the Bible. But my thing is, I did. What I love about you was what you took from when I said, so y'all thought that I was a man. Y'all can continuously scream that I'm a man and Miss Netta is real. And you do that for your own, to give security to yourself. And then I had to throw it back in their face to be like, well, it's not hard to look like you then. Sorry.
That part.
If your feelings hurt, that's y'all.
Sorry. You were trolling the transphobes. You were trolling the transphobes.
I sure was.
And everybody was taking that like, oh, she's really pressed about her gender. She's really inferior. She's really mad. I'm just like, y'all don't
girl, please.
Y'all head. Are y'all serious?
Girl, I don't worry about none of that stuff. Even as a trainee, I ain't got no problem getting damn nigga. When I had 2 lines in my head and walking around with a high top fade, bitch, from them pictures that I posted back, my old pictures, I ain't have problems pulling no nigga. Never have, never will. No matter how fat I get or how little I get, I ain't never gonna have no problem. No matter what rumor on me or whatever, I don't never have no problem pulling no nigga. And the reason why I ain't out with no nigga, bitch, who has more collateral? Me. I ain't bossing up no nigga.
That part.
That's right.
I ain't bossing no nigga up. And what's so crazy, a lot of these hoes be sitting up here with their husbands. Some of their husband online, but ain't checked their husband's inbox or ain't checked who they're inboxing.
That part.
Maddie gonna have me down here slanging my husband.
And out here having to get the guy
ain't checked who he inboxing.
You gonna have me down here snatching my husband's phone and slanging it down his
phone. You better
out here having
relationships need to stay private.
Private.
You claim yourself. As long as the Lord claiming you, you don't need to claim nobody. Especially if you are the one in the high seat.
That's right.
Especially if you the one, because all it's gonna do is spiral. You see what's going on with Netta and Charles right now? They always they over there trying to pull Charles from Netta.
Yep.
I follow them. I am a fan of Miss Netta and Charles. They are interesting to me. I watch them.
I heard that y'all had
And
a
I see
conversation too.
Yes, we did.
How did that go?
It was very, I told her if I have offended you in any way, and if you think that I've offended you in any way, and you took it as anything that I said as an offense, I apologize to you for offending you, and because that was not my thing. I am a fan of hers. I wanted her to know I am a fan of yours. I follow you, and that's it. Like, I want you to do. I want the best. Like, bitch, if that hawk to a white bitch can come up there and get a documentary, Charles and Netta can have one too.
All the things. Yep. Facts. And how did she receive that? Like, what was her feedback to that?
It was very much so that she loved me back. Like she said she loved TS Madison. I don't have no problem with Netta.
Yeah.
I don't have no problem with what they doing. I don't listen. They can get 1 million views tomorrow. That's not gonna stop me from being here.
Ain't got shit to do with you.
The gag is, I just inked the new deal today. Woo!
Wow!
I just inked a new deal today.
That part.
So, and they out here getting 1 million, 2 million, 50 million, 12 million. They don't have nothing to do with me. What they eat don't make me shit.
It's enough clicking views for all of us. Ain't no need to be jealous. It's enough clicking views to go around for everybody.
Yeah.
Period. On period.
That's
Wow.
it.
Thank you for coming up here.
I done hijacked your show. I done hijacked your show. I'm gone.
I love you, baby.
I love you too. I'm gonna be tuned in.
Okay, boo.
Wait a minute. It says, can you ask TS Madison what she feel about being advocating for the community? Here's the thing. I want to say this. I didn't ask to be an advocate for the community. I didn't. I understood. What I understood was that because I occupy so many places that others don't, it's important for me to try to speak in a space of we're in danger out here. And I always say I cannot speak for everyone because everyone's journey is not the same. But I am a trans person. I'm visible, but I'm still in danger. And if I'm in danger as a visible trans person, so are the ones that can't speak here. I always try to talk about stuff when I occupy because I occupy lots and lots of mainstream places that a lot of the children ain't got in or won't be able to get in yet. And I understand it. I did not want to be because I know I'm flawed. I know I'm the motherfucking hoe that'll tell you, bitch, your mama was smoking a bolo, bitch, and that nigga stuck his big thumb in your pussy, bitch, and twirled it around 4 times. I know I would say that if you get my time wrong. I know this. I know that I'll tell you, bitch, I'll clobber your nigga across the head with a Hennessy bottle if you think that he's going to run up on me trying to protect you. I know I would say that. I know that I would tell you, bitch, fuck your children, bitch, all y'all hoes eat a treat. I know that I will say these things. I know this. So I've never wanted myself to be an advocate or activist so that people be looking at me in these high regards because, bitch, I will get gutter.
Go straight to hell.
I will get gutter.
And
so I never wanted that moniker to be placed on me. I never wanted any of that shit to be put on me, whatever, but it just happened. And when it happens, when I'm occupying the space, the good Madison show up. But bitch, if you ring the doorbell, the dog Madison is right there to answer. When you knock on the door, hold on, who you here for? Who you here for? You want the advocate Madison or you want the real nigga Madison? Because the real nigga right there, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me go over there and get
Transformer.
that motherfucker
Baby.
right there in the room over there. So give me 1 second. It all depends on how you ring my fucking doorbell, what answer you gonna get. And as long as people know that, they can leave this place and leave them around me. If they'll never have a problem with TS Madison. A person will never have an issue with TS Madison. As long as you ring that doorbell for me and I open that door and I'm like, what's up, baby? We in that space. Because anybody that has ever met me anywhere, I have loved on them, hugged on them. We done ate together. I ran into some people in the movie theater, a bunch of women. We took pictures together. We went out. I didn't even know the women. I bought them some food. We keyed and cackled all night and went on about our business. Like anybody can tell you their experience of me has always been a pleasant and polite experience because they met me with a pleasant and polite spirit.
Including her. It's the reason why she was in your damn space. Including
correct.
her.
So you roll that car up and you bag that cop in the yard and you come to the doorbell like, what's him at? Right here, bitch. Here you go. The man right here. Here you go. Here I go.
That
Here I go. The fuck?
That's honest, man. I'm glad that you put that down. Like, you are a wounded healer. I'm a healer, baby.
Yes,
but don't
I'm
forget.
definitely wounded. Listen, Conscious, I walked the streets for majority of my teenage life. Like, I've been attacked by men. I've been attacked by fucking women. Bitch, I done been raped. I've been robbed. I've been damn near murdered. You get what I'm saying? So I'm tough. Ain't nothing that you gonna tell me that I ain't gonna motherfucker, and then I'm not gonna come back with my bat and my shoes and my steel toe boots on and ready to stomp your ass out. Ain't nothing you gonna be. You're not gonna run me in the corner and think that I'm not gonna fight my way out of it. And I don't give a fuck if you got a pussy, a dick, or you used to have a dick that's now balls on the inside, bitch. If you getting it, all you bitches gonna get it. Because it's about me. I'm going to protect myself from you putting me in danger or from you putting me in harm. And I don't give a fuck who is in the way because you shouldn't have me in harm.
That part.
I shouldn't be in harm's way.
That's
that part.
right.
That part.
Can I just say something to Madison real quick?
Yes, baby.
I just want to say that I'm trying not to get emotional, but I have been battling cancer now for it'll be a year in August. And watching you on Maddie in the Morning and Fag Talk has got me through.
You've been laughing. Sister, let me tell you something. I wanna say this to you. My manager, her name is Legra Colin. When my manager came to me and told me that she had cancer, I cried for 2 days. And I took that home and I told her, I said, sister, let me explain something to you. This is not going to defeat you. It's not going to beat you. You too strong of a woman for that, and God ain't bring you this far to have this defeat you, girl. You're a strong woman. You had to take blow for blow for blow. Let me tell you something. As long as you believe that you'll get through it, this test ain't gonna be nothing but a testimony for you. And as long as my laughter can make you heal, I'm there to make you laugh. And I pray over your life that you get through this and you are healed in the name. Hayarabo. In the name.
Amen.
I'm on Conscious name. I'm on Conscious show. In the name, I pray healing over you. Yes, I pray healing over you. I pray release over you. I pray freedom from the cancer devil over you. I pray that your life will be restored and restore abundantly, tremendously, honey. I pray that this is only a pebble in the sea of great things that's coming for you.
From testimony. Amen.
Thank you so much, Maddie.
You are so welcome. In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Come on, Lighty Love. Like, get your ass out of here before you follow that up with cussing another bitch out, man.
Yeah, right. Miss
Mary
said thank you. She said thank you, Conscious. She said thank you for the video. Miss Mary said she thanked you. She loves. She said with the pretty hair.
Yes, with the pretty hair, honey. I'm gonna come out and eat some of that good cooking too, man. So y'all better keep the door open for me when I push through.
Yes, God, I will. All right, baby.
All right,
baby.
You. Okay, love you too,
y'all.
That was the mama, baby. And mama, baby. Oh my God, that was baby on fire.
That was awesome.
We on fire, baby. We on fire out in this motherfucker. What? Shit, man, just cleared the whole damn show. Wow, that was one hell of a unpacking. I guess we can follow that up with you, Andrea, because you was about to get into some things talking to Maddie about how you used to be one of those females. You are a natural born female, and you initially felt the way, had to struggle with the term cis, etc. And then, you wrestle with that and discovered some things, and now you in a different attitude. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I didn't just wrestle with it. I detested it. I hated it. And first of all, it was one because I was misinformed. I thought it was a made up term. I'm like, my God, here we go with something else. I can't keep up. I don't know all this terminology. I'm trying to do right. I can't keep up. Why they keep making stuff up? Right? Why they keep making stuff up? But when I found out that it was a scientific term, then I had to, it still bothered me though. It still bothered me. And then it started bothering me that it bothered me because I was like, okay. Well, wait a minute now. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with any other synonym in the world. And this is not anything that's made up. It's scientific. It's a scientific term. It is something that means literally biological, you know? So why does it bother me when they say cis and does not bother me when they say bio? Because somebody calls somebody a teacher versus an educator, that doesn't bother me. And those are two synonyms. Doctor, physician, preacher, reverend, all those things are synonyms. Why does this bother me? Especially after I realized it was not something that was made up, that the trans community made up to infringe upon me being a woman. So it just really, really, I had to wrestle with that. And I finally came to the conclusion it was because as a Black person, most of us are all raised in church. We all know what we're taught. I'm from the deep South.
The Bible.
Bible Belt, right. This is wrong, that is wrong, this is wrong, right? I had already started, the more I grew up and became an adult, went to college, interacted with more people, my views on homosexuality changed because there's no way you can tell me that a child that I knew when I saw them at 3, I knew before they knew. You can't tell me that he chose that. So that is where my wrestling started. And what I realized was I thought that I had resolved issues that I didn't. I still had some deep-seated things because of how I was raised, because of what I was taught. And the problem wasn't the word cis. It was that I had some deep-seated things within me that I still had not dealt with. I was uncomfortable, but I was telling myself that I was not. I was telling myself that I was more accepting and loving than I really was. And that bothered me. I think I told you before, I likened that to when Barack Obama became the president, and there were people that hated him, hated the sight of him, hated him. They knew it was wrong to be racist. So, and they never saw themselves as a racist person. So it can't be me. It must be him. He must be evil. He must be doing something. He must be evil. And the hate for him grew and grew and grew. And it grew out of them not wanting to accept that they had an issue seeing him in power because they knew it was wrong. And they themselves didn't want to label themselves as that.
That's racist.
For me, right, yeah. For me, that was my issue. I knew that being either homophobic or transphobic was wrong. I knew it was wrong. And I told myself that I was not. I told myself that I was not. But then when that word came up, that's when it hit me. I was like, these are synonyms. I should not be this upset. I should not be this upset. That's when the dam broke. Like I said, I watched Maddie. I would sit up late night. Some of the stories that she was talking about herself, I've heard her tell. Yeah. I've heard her tell those stories. I've heard you tell stories. I've heard Craig tell stories. Yeah. And I'm sitting up, I'm watching you all just live your lives, just regularly live your lives, have your friends and not talk about your day-to-day life, just like I'm talking about mine. And so that's when I thought I was being more accepting, right? And then I realized, okay, what's the issue? So once I accepted that I am not a bad person for feeling that way, I will only be a bad person if I remain that way and don't do the work to dig to the bottom of it.
That's right.
Yeah. That is what let me let it go. And that's what I think a lot of women may need to do. You are not a bad person for how you were raised. I always say we are who we are raised to be. There are a lot of things that we all a lot of our beliefs and a lot of the way we live that we do because that's how we were raised to do. It might come from how you clean your kitchen to what you believe about how other people live their lives.
That's right.
So that's what I had to accept. And I had to accept, okay, it didn't come overnight for me to come from some of the other beliefs that I have when I grew up that I began to question. That did not come overnight either. And so I had to accept that in order for me to be the person I thought I was, I had to do the work and I had to deal with it. And so I started listening even more. And I started trying to be more open to hearing, like I said, Maddie's life. I would crack up, and I'm gonna be honest. I was one of the ones. I had no idea Maddie was trans the first time I saw her. I had no earthly idea. I was laughing so hard and tears rolling down my face. And then she started talking about her video, new weed, 22 inches. And I was like, I felt so dumb. I was like, who's she talking about?
No part.
And then she kept, I was like, did she just say she? Oh, she did just say. Okay. That's when it got me. I'm like, see, I was already dealing with that as I'm learning that what I thought I saw wasn't what I saw. I didn't. So I was like, okay, I can see how I can see how I can feel that way. Yeah. And it's okay that I felt like that because that's what I was taught. That's all that I knew. But the thing that wouldn't be okay is if I stayed that way. And that's all I'm trying to tell people about the cis bio thing. Ladies, I get it. But they are really just synonyms. Yeah. It is not the trans community trying to bogart their way into being female. Like Maddie said, she knows she's not female. She knows she will never be female. And female is the scientific term. So think about it. Woman is not. You're not going to find woman being the word that's used to describe a female in any scientific book, rather. So if woman is a word that we use, but does not mean that, then how can she not be a trans woman? And how is what she does, how she lives her life affecting me in any way?
Now that's where I wanna, because I think that's exactly what some natural born women have an issue with, is because especially minority females, Black
because we do feel like we are
right.
People put us at the bottom of the totem pole for everything.
It's already not enough men available.
That's right.
It's a lot of things that are going on around human rights.
Yeah, I get it because I'm a black woman, and all those things are true. Her being a trans woman
intersex
does not mean those things are true or not true. Her being trans is not going to affect those things in any way. They are still going to be what they are.
Okay, so let me ask a question. Yeah. Okay, so let me ask a question to the panel and to the chat. Is there anybody here on the panel or off the panel who feel like that trans women are a threat to your resources and is a threat to, I'm gonna just keep it at that, to your resources? Is there anybody here on the panel who believes that? Like, who feels in any way that trans women are a threat to that? Threat?
Not me.
No.
I feel that way because why these bitches be out here with their makeup all laid, wigs and slay? How the fuck do you sit in my motherfucking face and tell me? I just playing.
You want to know how to do it too, huh?
I want to know too, sister.
Okay,
so everybody's saying no.
But think about it though, y'all. I mean, I was one of the ones that I made that up in my head that they were. Because again, I did not want to look at me. I thought I was a good person. I thought I was the person that was, open, accepting, whatever. And it crushed me to realize that I wasn't who I thought I was. But then I realized that I can still be that person.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have my intersex here, and I would love for her to, add on to that and to respond to that. Hey, intersex.
Hey, y'all.
Intersex, this is my first time seeing you. You are beautiful.
Hey, y'all need to get your ass over to the Instagram, baby. She be showing her ass on it.
Oh my goodness, look at you. You're beautiful.
Get on Instagram, baby. What's going
I've been
on?
here swinging and banging for you all the time.
Period. What's going on? And I was hoping that you was gonna click the link because you know why I was like, okay, maybe she gonna click the link and take the opportunity. But okay, you was cool on it. But what's going on? Tell me what you think.
I think that, like,
oh, your audio messing up, boo. It's like a breaking up real bad.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
All right, so I heard everything everyone had to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like some women who do have an issue with trans women, do they not know if they admit that it's nothing wrong with that?
Mm.
Like how she was just saying that she got past it and stuff like that. Like why the women who's not at that point can't get at that point?
Because the first step to getting to that point is, like you said, confession, admission. I do have a problem with these people, because then the next logical question is why? What is that? What exactly is my issue? What exactly is it that I'm feeling? Is it that I feel like shit as a female, I'm tired of already having to compete with other females for everything. I gotta, like, this bitch got her titties out. I gotta have my titties out. She got her miniskirt. I got my miniskirt on. She revving it up in this patriarchy. I gotta already compete with her ass. Now you telling me I gotta also compete with trans women who out here turning the block too? They out here showing them up fucking ass. Like, because if you go down that,
even deeper
if you go down that rabbit hole of really, see, the thing about self-honesty and introspection is it brings you, it creates a bridge from you to the resolve. It creates the bridge from you to the solution. But you gotta, like Intersex says, you gotta remove that shame and that guilt and that denial first, and just be able to stand in the truth and say, I do feel this way. Because the rest of it becomes a domino effect if you follow it out. And then by the time you get to the other side, you're able to get to where Andrea is and realize, oh, this, and this. But I be asking them that all the time. And it says, I be saying, look, y'all be saying, look, people need to come out the closet. So does the transphobes and the homophobes. Everybody need to come out the damn closet.
Right.
No, here's the deal.
Please.
The deal that one of the things, again, that we need to accept, and because I, again, before my work, I was one of those. Why? I mean, oh my gosh, they're already in such danger. Why they tricking people? Why they not telling them? Because I was ignorant. I really did think, honey, until I started listening to Maddie. She was like, baby, these people know. They know that we charged more. They knew what they were coming to. She said, look at my name. My name is TS Madison. And I said, oh, it sure is.
Showed up.
They did know. And she was like, nobody is lying to these men. These men are lying to these women.
Right.
That is part of the issue as well.
That's right.
It is hard for Black women to not. You want so hard to believe, one, to believe the man. Two, I can't compete with no penis. I can't. There's nothing I can do to compete with that penis.
Well, you can. There's a lot of peggers out there.
Because if I'm gonna do it, I want it to be mine. If I'm gonna do it, I want it to be mine. No, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't got one of them. I'm joking, but seriously, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If for women, that is an issue, because whether we want to say it or not, you're gonna see that man differently. You're gonna view him differently. And you don't want to view him differently. You want your man. And so you would rather lie to yourself and tell yourself that Maddie tricked him. No, he paid Maddie $1,500.
No, it's fat. But you're touching on some good shit because now I want to ask all y'all too. Because I forgot where I was, y'all. I forgot what post I was on. Somebody post. I don't know what they were talking about. I don't know what this Instagram, YouTube. I was somewhere, and the comment section was filled with a lot of natural born women who were saying, you know, like, I don't want to be with a man who wants something up his ass. Like, it's just gonna make me look at my man differently. I'll never be able to respect him, you know, with him being in that type of position sexually, etc. Once again, we got to deal with that. Like,
I felt bad about that until Maddie said she didn't want no husband. That you know, I was like, okay, so it's not just me. You know, it's not just me.
Yeah, can I just jump in real quick and say this?
yes.
Because I think, hey everybody,
Hey.
I think a lot of times we limit ourselves out of such ignorance, because we're so, and I don't think it has anything to do with being conservative, but because we're so uneducated, because we're so untrustworthy when it comes to each other, that we limit ourselves. Like you were saying with the pagan and things of that nature, like there are men that are into those type of pleasures, and they do not have any sexual attraction to another man.
Absolutely, I
Like,
agree.
you know, so because of ignorance,
And
because
remember the T, we also got to talk about if a man is bisexual and does have attraction to men,
Right.
what is that about? Like, if
like,
you know,
so we've had these conversations a few times as well. And most women are like, no, no, no. I just feel like, me personally, everything that works for me don't work for everybody else. But I just feel personally, you limit yourself from having ultimate happiness in your life, even if it's just for the moment. Because we all have like a lot of. It's easier for women to admit this and than men, but all of us have had thoughts of the same gender. You know, it was, you know, just curiosity, or actually just being aroused to just actually want, you know what I'm saying, that being something that you're into. But my whole point is that we put ourselves in such a box that the things that are actually the most human responses we neglect, and then we as women, we make all these excuses, because I really do feel like the transphobia comes from a place of jealousy and insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel that way. Because what we say, we don't want these niggas. Let's keep it real. Most of the we don't have a whole lot of fucking panels where we say these niggas ain't shit. We don't want them. But that's one of the first things that we thought that we comes to mind when we think about trans women or trans men, for that matter. Because like, even though the trans man don't get that much hate, I've even seen that, like, that's becoming a thing. The more that, you know, on panels like this where they bring up, because we don't see the trans man, we don't hear them out here in these streets standing up, speaking up, and you know what I'm saying, they get a little bit of pass, but it's been coming out a lot lately, and now they're getting a little taste of it or whatever. But the reality is, it is coming from a place of insecurity and jealousy, and we use religion and everything else because, let's be for real, talking about our childhood. Now, I'm not trying to attack you, Andrea, because I do understand. I come from a very strict religious background on my father's side. My mom's side, they were like very open and very accepting and very fluid, right? But I had to realize a long time ago, when it came to certain relatives, we pick and choose what we want to use as an excuse for our negative, like our toxicity and our ignorance or whatever. We were told that it wasn't cool to have sex before marriage, and many of us had sex before marriage because why? That's what the fuck we wanted to do. We were told that it wasn't cool to have a baby outside of wedlock. But what did we do? We had a baby outside of wedlock. So we pick and choose. What they call that, like cotton picking or something like that. We pick and choose.
Cherry picking.
Yeah, cherry picking. We pick and choose what we want to use to enable our ignorance. And I just want, like Intersex was saying, I really want people to just be honest. I don't like, if I don't give Trashy K, even though she's still a lying bitch, we know she's a lying bitch, but if she didn't do nothing else, and when she stood up on that stand and told the truth, I'm a liar. I respect people that can tell their truth, no matter how ignorant
So
it
she
is.
did that.
But you understand what I'm saying?
We're
Like,
gonna get
be
dragged.
honest.
But you respect
Really
it.
have a
Mhm.
choice,
We're still
though.
gonna get dragged, yes, but I can respect a person that is not going to lie about who they are. Be who the fuck you are. If you are homophobic, even though it ain't cool, you entitled to be homophobic. If you're transphobic, even though it ain't cool, you're entitled. If you're a racist, you are entitled to be whatever the fuck you want to be. So why not be that shit free? That's what we got liberty for.
Because they know it's wrong and they know it's wrong. They inherently know it's wrong and they don't want to view themselves as that. For me, I'm quite honest with me. Mine was ignorance. It was ignorance. It was pure, unadulterated ignorance. Small town Mississippi ignorance. I didn't know any better. And when I was exposed to more, because when you're closed off and you don't venture out, you don't see the world, you don't see anything too much outside of norm, right? You might see one, two here, that, but you don't see too much. You're not, but when you go out into the world and you are forced to interact with everybody, and everybody interact with you, and then you start seeing dead in your face contradictions of long held, not even beliefs, things that you just thought were facts, right? You just look at them and you're like, well, wait a minute, this can't be, and then you start wrestling with yourself, again. I thought, look at me, I've grown. Look at me, I've grown. Yes, I'm an advocate. Here I go, woo me, pat myself on the back.
I be struggling with that
did not
imagery
realize
because
it.
you know why I struggle with that? Because our human nature, just like when you are in tune with your humanity from childhood, we be knowing, we have inklings in us that knows that, and I like sometimes you don't always have the words, the language for it, but we be knowing, like, instantly with somebody. For instance, let me give you an example. You ever been there as a child? Have you guys ever been anywhere where there was a kid party, something with other children involved, and you see that one child is getting a toy or extra slice of cake or something, and you're not, like, you're the only one that's, even though you haven't been taught this already, inherently this is wrong.
What do you
This
think,
is wrong
Intersex?
because it doesn't feel good, right? Like you're being left out. Why me? Why can't I? Whatever. Like wanting to be included, and that's why I be calling cap on a lot of shit. Even though I understand when you're not conscious of certain things, but I still be calling cat because I'm like, look deep down inside, and let's just admit that although we have been taught these things, this is coming from a place of insecurity or jealousy. It can't be nothing else because we know we want to be treated a certain way. So why the fuck are we not treating others the way that we feel like we should be treated? That's that fucking privilege shit.
Well, for me,
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Let me get Intersex in here, and then Emily. Intersex, go ahead, boo, and then Emily.
I can't believe I'm on here live, but
I love it. I love this for us.
Do y'all know how long this took? But
Whatever.
So my question, I wanted to put in that what is the definition of jealousy? Like when she was talking about like some women are jealous, I just wanted to like read or somebody give their opinion of what the definition of jealousy or hating is. Because a lot of women, they hate to hear that line that you're jealous of a trans woman. I just wanted to what's the definition of jealousy?
Okay, before anybody answers that, let me ask you, how do you define jealousy?
I feel like I define jealousy as someone who's envious of someone because the way they look.
Is it just looks, or is it? Or it
look, personality, confidence.
Okay. Something they have. Okay. So then, does everybody here basically agree with that?
Yeah.
Jealousy is
pretty
inferior towards
whatever someone has that you don't have.
Usually jealousy is triggered by something, some hole inside yourself.
Inadequacy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
some hole you have, some
That's
issue that you're dealing with yourself, and then you are faced with it looking at you.
right.
Okay, so now that answer, Intersex, because I have a feeling you asking that because it's leading somewhere. So, do you? I mean, like you. Do you feel like there's a jealousy as an intersex trans woman? Do you feel that in your own experience? Is that what you have seen in your walk?
Yes, I mean I'm kind of going through that now at my workplace.
Okay, so give us an example.
The only thing is I'm well protected at where I work at, so they're not allowed to like. I feel like the women that does work there that have an issue with me, or the issue of how I look, and the issue that I got promoted and they didn't, and why, and adding all those things with it, they'll have a comment or have a conversation about it, but it's not towards me. So they're saying their thoughts out loud, right? But it's not towards me. And like if I say like, oh wow, like, oh, I don't think that about you though.
So okay, so they're being like passive aggressive.
That part.
Wow,
that's got to be hard.
But here's the thing, Andrew. Here's the thing, y'all. This is the only thing that I have ever wanted natural born woman community to understand, because I understand how the two get conflated, but they're not the same. Like I understand why natural born women think that their enemy is the trans woman in the situation, because the trans woman is the catalyst for the feelings of inferiority, etc. But if you go down that rabbit hole enough, you realize that it's not trans woman, that the issue here is maleness. The issue here is patriarchy. That's the issue that is right in between both parties. It's not the other thing. Like, but I think that enough. I think that when it comes from the LGBT community, it's easy to not hear it, because it just sounds like the LGBT community just want to get fuck off their neck. But I think it has to be more bio, men and women, literally like inserting that into the conversation that, look, we are moving alongside a lot of imperialism, a lot of racism, a lot of white male patriarchy. It has put a cap on femininity and masculinity. It got us all in a chokehold. It got us all being hypocrites. On one hand, we want to, in our conservativeness, want to employ gender roles and reserve this stuff for men and this stuff for women. But then on the other hand, we give women a lot of freedom to be fluid in gender expression and gender identity. But then we will completely think less of a man if he was to get loose with his shit or get fluid with his stuff. It becomes a questioning of, it becomes a resistance thereof. I've heard it all as a content creator. I've heard women outwardly say they don't want to date a bisexual man. I've heard, like I was saying the other day, I saw something and women was just like, I don't want a man who enjoys getting a orgasm from his prostate through the process of fingering or pegging, because I'm never going to be able to respect a man that wants something up his ass. I'm not going to be able to respect his masculinity, etc. And the reason why I found that to be interesting, because I'm just like, well, there's no way to also hold that idea and to be able to respect same gender loving men if you don't respect a hetero man who likes anal play or likes to be pegged or likes his prostate massaged, etc. And so, and
I'm gonna wake it up though. Again, like I said earlier, it's not, for me at least, it's not necessarily that I have the issue with gonna want some of that at some point. You see what I'm saying?
Or maybe
He's
not.
gonna come on now. Come on now, y'all just said we like the penis, and when they get a hold to it, they're gonna like it too. So to me, it does not have anything to do with whether he is getting his own. But but that's my thing. I'm like, I can't compete with that.
But
even if I was doing the pegging, I can't compete with that.
But you know what, Andrew?
Hold on. But I think that's what we gotta be like very mindful and aware of, is that we gotta remove the word competition because it doesn't nuance the issue when we make it a black and white issue, when really it is a very nuanced gray area issue, right? Because we already done established too that just because a man may enjoy having his prostate massage does not necessarily mean he wants a dick attached to a male in his ass. And I know a lot of men who are begging and are into rim jobs and are into all these unconventional taboo sexual things, who don't want to experience those things at all from a man. As gay as some of those sexual experiences or desires may seem to be, that it would turn those men off to get that from a man. But I think
guess I'm separating those two things. I'm thinking about the woman, woman and a man.
That's something that's productive for women to really have to confront, because I think that this will break the glass ceiling. Is women see? Here's the let me stop trying to be politically correct. The problem is women are going to have to realize that it is a direct and utter contradiction to, under a patriarchy, fight for and declare that to be a feminine being is powerful, and that we should not undermeasure, we should not undervalue the contribution of femininity, because femininity is also one half of the same coin, that it's another strength, it's another superpower, and literally drive that point home, but then have the audacity to say that the same feminine consciousness, if in the body of the opposite sex, makes that sex weaker. They're literally just boomeranging patriarchy back to men when they are turned off by feminine expression in men, when they're turned off by feminine behavior in men. And we gotta, so what bio woman community have to do is sit there and say, well, wait a minute, how in the hell can I have the nerve to think of my femininity as a beautiful thing, and as a divine thing, and as an empowering thing, and as a sexy thing? But then when I see that same beautiful divine superpower resurrected in a trans woman, or resurrected in a same loving man, or resurrected in a flamboyant heterosexual man, I'm like, off with them hoes' heads. I'm like, that's a big turnoff. I ain't got no respect for no straight man who got the nerve to want to, or have the nerve to tap into the same thing that I take pride in as a feminine being myself. That utter contradiction is what's also keeping like bio women in a chokehold. And it's also keeping men in a chokehold, because ultimately, especially heterosexual men, they obviously want to be with women romantically, intimately, and sexually. But because just like women already know that women can tap both into their masculine and feminine, men have masculine and feminine too. But to not allow, like Arumas was saying, not to allow man to express and be comfortable in his femininity, and to revere that femininity as something that's healthy. When you see femininity in a masculine being too, to understand that that's balance you're looking at. That's the personal equilibrium of that being. When you see any one person able to be fluid and to move in and out of their femininity and masculinity and consciousness and or in sexual behavior, that what we're talking about is balance, full circle, whole people. We're looking at whole people, but we got to, because I said this to my homeboy YB Speaks when we used to do his panel, and he identifies himself as a pretty flamboyant, feminine gay male, and he used to be like, "Oh, I don't want no nigga who feminine like me. Like, I need my nigga to be hard brick, hard foot. He need to just be hard, baby. Everything need to just be erect, honey. I need a man to be a man." And I said, "Why be?" I said, "But that's a contradiction, baby." I said, "Because you can't, as a man, think that your femininity is beautiful and is once again sexy and it's alluring and it's a part of who you are, and you also got masculinity. But then when you see that same femininity, when you see that same flamboyancy, however it expresses itself, some men's femininity is going to come out sexually, some men's femininity is going to come out in characteristics, some men's femininity is going to come out in mannerisms. It's just going to be different for every man's expression of that energy. But you can't take pride in that energy and then have the nerve to turn around and find it completely unattractive in someone else. That is literally just a fucked up, very, very weird contradiction. And then it makes me question, well, do all the people who believe that their energy, whether it's masculinity or femininity, but you don't like that same energy on somebody else, is it a reflection of self-hate? Because it's just really no way. Like as a Negro having a Negro nose, I can't say I love my Negro nose, but then I see your Negro nose and be like, bitch, I'm swiping right. Like that don't make no sense. I can have any Negro coiled hair, and then I see your Negro coiled hair and be like, swiping right. Like, I'm swiping right. Like, these types of profound contradictions are out of order, and we really need to sit in. Damn,
I just tell these people it is okay. Listen, because here's the most important thing out of this whole conversation for me. Be honest with yourself. If you can't be honest with no one else, nobody knows what goes on in no one's bedroom unless you're recording it and posting that shit online or something. Nobody knows what goes on in your bedroom. And I want to tell everybody, like Andrea said, do the work. I want to employ everybody. You don't have to tell a soul if you do it or not. Most of y'all probably have already and just don't want to admit it. And that's okay for the general public, but be honest with yourself. Allow yourself. Listen, I call it role playing. There is nothing better than being in the bedroom with your significant other of the hour, the day, or the year. Okay, being with your significant other and swapping energies, but feeding off of each other's energies. If he becomes more feminine, then you become more masculine. It's so fucking fun. Like, it's so fun. It's so like we have to stop. Like I said, we're shortchanging ourselves. We're robbing ourselves. And Conscious, you made a point about it's really the masculine, like it's really the males, like that are doing this. Like, I don't know why I'm expecting more from us as females and women. For those that call themselves women, I don't care what kind of woman you call yourself, for you not to be able, because for me, being feminine and then being a woman is totally different. And I'm not talking about the terms, I'm talking about the energies. It's totally different. And it can be extremely, like Conscious said, how we say powerful, it can be extremely powerful. Because one thing about it, two things for sure. I have some shortcomings aesthetically and even emotionally. I do. I can admit these things to myself and others, but I'm damn sure still strong in who the fuck I am. Another motherfucker walking this earth could never make me feel threatened or less of myself, because what you have is what you have for you. And what I have for me is what I have for me. I'm not threatened by any, and I know that comes from a place of ignorance. It really comes from a place of ignorance. And because most people are lazy, I'm glad that Andrew was harping so much on doing the work. And like, you have to do the work. You cannot be lazy about this thing. You just can't be. But stop short-changing yourself. I be seeing fireworks. I love either way, because I know how to be the feminine too. But I actually love the role reverse.
I love it.
Especially when we in the fucking world that you're like, come on, y'all. Y'all making too many excuses.
I think it's, so funny. Like, when a man wants his feet to the ceiling, I think of it as what it means for a dog to show you his belly. It's like, ooh, I done created a real safe space, baby. Oh, you real safe up in this motherfucker.
This is your opportunity, woman. This is your opportunity to show him what order he thinks of himself. Now you show him who you are.
And this is another thing too, right? It's like when you do because see, I was finna say a part of that like real safe space is that what I'm realizing I find to be such a turn on when a man is willing to kind of like switch up roles and he can move in and out of his shit, or whether that's sexually, emotionally, in whatever way, is authenticity. But then I realized that you can't appreciate authenticity until you actually become an authentic person. You yourself gotta arrive as your authentic self to be able to find other authentic ass people to be completely sexy as fuck.
So can I just come in here for
yes.
a minute? Like, I feel as though, because to me, and this is just my opinion, we are in 2024 and we don't know who's been dabbling with whom and who's been doing what with what. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. So it's up to that woman and that man to have that conversation. Now, for me, we're in 2024. I can't say, oh, I ain't gonna be with nobody, because you don't know who been with who. And I'm not trying to shortchange myself from happiness just because of this man has been with other men. No, I'm not shortchanging myself, but that's just me and my opinion. Yeah. The second thing is, what people do in their bedrooms is their business. If you want to peg your man, peg him. Peg him. That's between you and him. You don't got to tell the whole world. You don't got to tell your friends. You don't got to tell your family. That is your...
Can I insert something super quick right there, Emily? Because this goes back to the thing that I was saying is a contradiction from natural born woman community, where it's like you find your own femininity sexy, but you don't find that same energy, that same consciousness, that same behavior sexy on somebody of the opposite sex. But this goes right back to that, because it's interesting how I literally have heard and read women say, I would not have no respect for a man if he bends over. I'm going to lose my respect. But that's interesting, right? Because you think he's less of a leader. You think he's less competent. You think he's less competent in being able to take control and to create groundedness. But at the same time, you're a woman who also witnesses other women who lead their households, who raise their children on their own, who pay their own bills, who supply themselves with their own means to live the lifestyles that they want to live, who are completely boss babes and doing their shit. And guess what? You do that as somebody who gets pegged. As a woman, when you're playing the bottom position, you're a bottom. So how is it that you're capable of being a bottom as a female? You capable of taking dick. You capable of bending it over and still holding down the household and still running shit with the kids and still out here running whole governments and societies and businesses, and you taking dick don't keep you from being able to tap into your masculine energy in proper context and run your life how you need to. But you would intellectually think that just because a man would bend the fuck over, that somehow that removes his power to get his ass up and go back to work and to get those bills paid and to protect you and to protect his family. Like, it's once again, it comes down to those contradictions. Like, we gotta like realize that there's no difference. We're trying to create this difference that don't exist. There's no difference.
I agree. I totally agree. I agree. There is no difference in my book. And like I said, it's 2024. Like, we need to be real with ourselves as women. We need to be real. Open to everybody. This is not 1954 no more. There's not. People are fluent. But you got to have that conversation with your partner. That's
Yeah.
Child, they was fluid in 1953. They was fluid in 0000001.
Right.
This ain't nothing new. This is my
no,
that's
I'm
why I
not
just be
saying
like,
that it's
come on,
new.
like it
I'm
ain't
not
nothing
saying that
new,
it's new.
and we
That's
don't
all
talked
I'm
about
saying.
it. Like,
What
and
I'm
I
saying
agree with you,
is
Emily. I agree with you, sis. Like what you're saying is real. Like at the end of the day, nobody knows what you're doing but you and your mate.
that's
So
right.
why not whatever you're into or not into? But the point is like I really think that it is not a good thing, right? Now there are, of course, we're human beings. There are things that we always gonna have an opinion, right? Whether our opinion has factual context or just bias, and it's non-factual. But regardless, we all have an opinion. My thing is to speak so openly about something that you have not experienced. And you haven't experienced it out of ignorance. And because I personally have experienced it, that's why I can speak to it with such passion. I have experienced it. And it's wonderful. And I dare not be selfish and not want nobody else to have not the same, but a similar, if not better. You're stunning yourself. Nobody is doing this to you but you, sis.
Yeah.
We already say that options are limited. That doesn't mean accept anything. But if you be on, like, sit back and have a real honest conversation with yourself, because most of, like Andrea was saying, speaking to, even though I call it a cop out, it is truth in it. Most people, even if they doing it intentionally, using it as a crutch, most people are implementing what they've been indoctrinated in from their childhood, what they've been taught. And they do it freely, but they don't agree with it and they don't believe in it because, again, we were taught not to have sex before marriage, but a lot of us did. We
And
were
that's
taught
part
not
of
to
the
have
reason
babies
why
out of
I
wedlock,
thought that was part
and
of the
a
thing
lot
that
of us
prompted my
did.
change was
And we
the
did it
sex out of
boldly, though.
marriage and all of that.
Yeah, we did it boldly because it was a lot of us that felt like,
Because it was fun,
I'm
girl.
fucking grown and I'm gonna do what I want to do. Like, I'm entitled to do whatever makes me happy and what I want to do. So it should be that way straight across the board. Why limit yourself based upon what society, what you know what I'm saying? Like, why? What's the point? Because when it comes to think about that, that's a part. Being intimate with someone physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever. Being intimate with someone should bring vulnerability. Bringing vulnerability, you're letting your guard down, like Conscious was saying, being your authentic self. That takes power. Why waste that energy? You don't waste your energy giving that to anybody. So it's not a thing of everybody can get it. But the point is there should be someone that comes into your life at some point of your lifetime that you can be your authentic self with and you can share those moments. Trust and believe it is beautiful. We can, like, everything Conscious is saying is 100%. The things that we really sit up here and like really try to judge men in the most horrible way for being like, we want to have it both ways. We want these niggas to be sensitive and affectionate with us, right? We want that shit. But we don't want that in the bedroom. You
I
got to be
do.
kidding me. You don't want that in the bedroom. You want this nigga, you really want to be choked up? You want to be treated like a bitch that's less than that you view. If you knew he fucked with somebody else, I guarantee you'll tell your homegirls, your family, everybody that listen to it, that the bitch is less than you. So you want to be treated like the bitch that's less than you? I could find so many reasons for not live like really living your life that way because it's less beneficial for you. Now everything ain't for everybody, but you can't say wholeheartedly what's for you if you've never tried it.
And here is that thing too, right? Is that it's because women have been given more of the equity when it comes to sexual exploration and sexual fluidity that once again we think that it means something different from men, that men don't require that same self-discovery, that men don't require a gay phase, that men don't require a bisexual phase, that men have these same curiosities, they have these same energies, they have these same thoughts, they have these same feelings, they have these same impulses, regardless of the way that this society is trying to define us and trying to like cap us off with these gender definitions. The reality is that human nature is prevailing, and that's why we have a down low class. That's why we have a down low community, because regardless of the way that we've tried to systemically put people in a place and organize human beings up and define people that what's prevailing, regardless of the title, regardless of the expectation of the gender, is human nature is prevailing. And I think we have to get past these fears of what it means for someone to also not just like what I got to give, they like what somebody else got to give. And you know what's so funny is that we know we're being irrational because we don't feel threatened when somebody likes more of one thing in any other context. You don't feel threatened if a man likes sports and the news, if he likes both baggy clothes and his Sunday's best wardrobe, if he likes both cats and dogs. We don't have no problem when people are liking a multitude of other shit, but then we get to the whole sexuality conversation and we get to the whole, bisexual, man, woman, trans, etc., and then we start freaking the fuck out, acting like something different is happening that hasn't already been happening in every other context any damn way. I'm not threatened. Like, I have dated bisexual men. Matter of fact, most of my ex-boyfriends are bisexual men. Most of the men that are attracted to me are bisexual men. And I can see that. I've never for a moment sat and thought to myself, oh my God, like I'm in competition with women. Like I can't compete with pussy. Pussy don't even have to come to my mind because I know how whoppy this booty is. Pussy don't even have to come to my mind because I know how the grip on this over here is set up if I'm playing bottom position. It doesn't even conceive to me that I'm in a race or that my brain doesn't even play into there being some competition because it doesn't matter because this is where the logical mind comes into play at. Even if you bisexual, okay, so let's say that I'm going to play into the competition shit. Oh my God, I got to compete with women. This nigga is attracted to women too. The reality is that even if he wasn't bisexual, I'm still having to compete with other men. So competition at the end of the day is goddamn-tition. I mean, it doesn't make it easier for me if I'm just competing against 49% of the damn population, or I'm competing with 51% of the goddamn population, with women being the case. If it's competition, it's competition. And if you're gonna make the argument that you don't want to compete, then you probably should not date anyone, because whether they're bisexual or straight, you're still having to compete if that's your logic.
I have a question you can help me with, Conscious.
You're having to compete with, if you're dating a heterosexual man, you're having to compete with every woman that exists. From the BBLs to the big titties to the athletic women, to the natural born women, to the glamorous women, to the extreme women, to the crackhead women. You competing with every damn woman that if that's the case. But the reality is there is no competition. And here's the other side to that problem, is that we should realize that we need to stop projecting onto bisexual people and admit that we're just insecure. You projecting your insecurity onto someone, because really what you're saying when you say to yourself, oh, I can't compete with the opposite sex, is you are expressing, once again, some inadequacy in yourself that I'm not even going to give myself permission to believe that you actually are wholeheartedly, spiritually, emotionally, and physically attracted to me.
Okay, help me with something.
I'm going to assert my insecurity of myself into your lap and use your bisexuality or use your pansexuality or use your sexual fluidity as an excuse to be insecure, because that's really what it is. It is a insecurity, and we do a lot of this as a society, which is we take our insecurity and we hide it behind something external rather than be introspective enough to say, yeah, it's me. because what's really probably coming out of me as a woman who feels threatened by a man who is also attracted to men is that my issues of my own physicality is coming up. Soon as this nigga said he also has been with men, or that he just came out of a same-gender loving relationship, or that he is bisexual, is now I'm looking at, like what's between my legs? How functional is that? How beautiful am I? Because like everything that you think you got to compete with, really, you're going to start to self-analyze about. And that's what the root of it really is you not thinking you're good enough, and then telling yourself, convincing yourself that in this situation, you would not be good enough, and you would rather be with a man who you feel your insecurity qualifies for.
Okay, I want you to educate me.
I want to say a question because I feel like I gotta preach. You want to be with a man who you feel your insecurity qualifies you for, not be with the man who actually has the genuine capacity to fuck with you and to really love you to the depths and to really be with you, but to be with the man that you feel is not a threat to what is in fact an aspect of your insecurity.
My question is this, and I know exactly where mine comes from, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the things I said before, but also I grew up, like I said, small town, whatever. But as I went to college, so I had a 2 or 3 bisexual friends, 2 or 3 bisexual people that I worked with, and if you could teach me something, I'm gonna learn it. And every last one of them, it's not like there's 100 of them, it's about 3 or 4, right? But all of them told me at some point they are going to cheat on their because they're going to want. So that's where I'm coming from, because that's what I was told. I say that again, I'm absorbing this. They're like, because they like both. Great. If that's what you like, that's what you like, right? But my thing was, I want some monogamy. And that's where I'm coming from when I say, well, I can't, that's something I can't offer. Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, I was just saying, but that was where I'm coming from. It really isn't the insecurity or anything for me. It really is because all my friends that I've had over the years that were bisexual, they all told me to a person that at some point they're gonna want whatever that other is, and they're gonna go, they're gonna have to go get them a piece of it and come back. I'm not denying a person from having it. I just want monogamy. That's all I'm saying. And I'm saying if I got into a relationship where a man does enjoy that, I'm not faulting him for enjoying it. I'm faulting him for cheating because I can't do that. That's all I'm saying. It's not even anything other than that for me. And that's the part, that's where I struggle with it, because I'm not saying in any way that you shouldn't get the pleasure that you want from who you want it from. Because if I have always said, if I liked women, I want me a pretty woman. I want me a real pretty one. She got to be real pretty and prissy and very feminine. But that's what I would want. I'm just saying I wouldn't want him to deny himself, but I wouldn't want him cheating with me because of something that I can't do. That's all I'm saying. And then so it really isn't about anything other than that for me.
And then here is the other issue, because that's also projection, right? Like to assume that somebody doesn't have the integrity to tell you the truth. Like cheating is a breach of integrity. Is an integrity issue. And there are lots of people who compromise in relationships, right? Like if you talk to most people who are in long-term relationships, like most people have created a relationship that so-called has boundaries, meaning that both people getting somewhat of what they want, and then both people are also not getting something that they want from one another. So
in November, I've been married 18 years. I get it.
Yeah. So there's hardly anybody who's even in a damn relationship completely being able to have it their way. Like that represents a very minority amount of people. Most people in
Very
relationship.
But I'm coming. Let me say that I'm coming from that. That is the small world view. You know, my small, limited interaction to a person. Like I said, the 3 or 4 people that I've been close to, that I've known, to a person, they have all told me that when they get with somebody, they had to accept that every now and then they got to go and get the other.
See,
so that is where I was coming from.
Yeah,
because that's all I knew. That's all I've been told.
It's the language that's fucking me up, because I don't even like the language of like, oh, what I got to. No, you actually don't have to be with no fucking body. And if somebody is doing something that you don't believe is going to be healthy or conducive for you, you don't have to be with them. You can let them. You can pass that up and wait until the next nigga come down the assembly line and see what he giving. I don't, because see, all of that screams, I'm not taking responsibility. I want people to take responsibility for what they allow. I want people to take responsibility for what they say yes to. I don't want us continuing to be in the practice of really saying, I'm so desperate that I signed up to be with somebody who was going to be doing some shit that is really harmful to me, but because I don't believe it's going to get better than this, I'm just going to lay into this because it probably is as good as it's going to get for me. That's a self issue, and that's what I mean by there's a lot of projection that we do. Like we do a lot of projecting, and then we create realities out of our inferiority complexes, and we create reality out of our insecurities. We create
mine is strictly out of my ignorance. I'm just gonna be honest, strictly out of my ignorance. Go right.
Okay, so everything that y'all was speaking about, I think people don't understand that not just create like DL men, that create DL trans men. That create DL trans women. That create DL intersex women. I mean, that create like people for being private because, you know,
there's not a safe space
at all. And Conscious, can I say?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know if anybody on this panel remember that I was going to come out on National Intersex Day, right? And I was going to do it on this panel. So it wasn't I wasn't able to come on the panel and did what I was planned on doing, but I kept my word and I posted on my Instagram this beautiful video. So I think I lost like maybe 180 people following me.
Damn.
I mean, I was frustrated because the ultimate plan was to come out to y'all.
Yeah.
And it made me, and we sat and we talked about topics like this, it made me free to like come out to some of my coworkers. Like I would dip and dab. Like I would tell people, and then I would
coming out in increments.
Yeah, I deleted the post.
Yes, like small doses.
Yeah,
you deleted your post.
Yes, I did.
Oh.
So when y'all was talking about everything y'all was talking about, it was just something in me was like, "Bitch, get on the camera." And I'm like, "No,
I'm so glad you did.
I'm like, no, bitch. And then the bitch like, bitch, no, get on the camera.
You are beautiful. Like for real, you're gorgeous. Your spirit, like you're Aries too. I get it. I want you, like no, but for real, you are gorgeous. I love
she
your
talking
energy,
about she getting on the camera. I told Conscious I can't do it.
She be killing her, she killing her IG, and you can tell you're your authentic self. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you a baddie, yeah.
But you know what's crazy? The purpose was to get on camera and get back off camera, but God wouldn't allow me to quit the camera on.
Well, honey, we benefited. We benefited from it, girl.
And tell us why it, like, what that was about and why it meant so much for you to be able to visually be comfortable.
I feel like it took away from my beauty. I feel like it took my confidence away. It felt like I was starting all over to come in terms of loving myself. Like it felt like shit. Like, and I got like a couple guys that follows me that may have thought that I was trans because I have trans friends that they follow and they see me in the picture with them, so they'll follow me. So they'll send me messages like, "Oh, you don't gotta pee anymore. You're not a trans no more. I don't even want to talk to you no more." So it made me feel like shit. Like it made me feel like, damn, am I starting all over? Am I like? And like even coming on the panel, it made me feel like I was gonna say it. Like it made me feel like I was coming out all over again. Like I was expecting like my mother to yell at me. I was expecting to disappoint a lot of people. I don't know. And everything that everybody on the panel said about me, about my looks, it's one thing of being beautiful inside and out, but it's one thing to feel like you're actually beautiful.
That part.
Like it's one thing to like have that confidence. And I struggle with confidence here and there. Like just like the the average woman, I have a lot of insecurities, maybe 3.
Okay, you better quantify.
Girl,
But I mean,
you lucky.
insecurities. Like there are things that I look at when I look in the mirror that I don't like, and it's easy for someone. Well, it's not easy as much as it was before for someone to say certain things that you just make me feel like shit. I want to call out for the whole week, and I just want to lay in my bed with all the lights out, and I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. So I mean, it was a lie. Just like. When we had the panel where I was up and I was explaining my experience and people was like, why are you not on camera? And like rushing me to be on camera to when I'm comfortable. Yeah.
Right.
And I just want to say Conscious and everybody that was on the panel, especially these women that I sat on panels and, spoke up and took up for me. Like I would never thought that, someone would feel the way they feel and they change their mind how they feel. And I heard like this over a year I've been on panels and this person has been speaking and taking up for me. Like I'm just like, wow. But that's all I want to say. And most of the times I get on the panel, I don't be knowing what to say or how to say it. And some of the times Conscious say shit that I want to say. And by the time I get on here, it's like, what's the fucking purpose of me saying it?
The reiterator.
But I just want Conscious to know that like you're a big part of my life. Everything that like me doing that on that camera, I know I'm gonna cry tonight, but
everything.
What I wanted to say,
I'm gonna cry because I think I need to get in the gym because you're looking good.
Maddie already got me with that prayer. That watered me up.
Look, this is everything, and this is what this is about. It's about us all pushing for and supporting each other, and this is why, like when Intersex was talking about, there's things she look in the mirror that she don't like, and immediately I thought about like, well, damn, like this is exactly what like women's community is enduring. This is why I be so hardcore on patriarchy. This is why I be so hardcore on really trying to encourage women's community to really like transcend the glass ceiling and to break through the matrix, because this matrix is what like women are not naturally insecure. These are man-made insecurities. These are things the system has created and that has given birth to these realities. And we have to understand that, because once we do, it causes us to it allows us to give ourselves permission to separate ourselves from the system so that we can have time to actually heal and to become in touch with what and who we really are, and to get back into alignment with like self-supportive thinking and get back into alignment with our authentic selves and our well selves, and to make ourselves well. But you can really only do that fully when you acknowledge that this system is making me sick. The system is what's sick, and I'm trying to heal in the same environment that I'm getting sick in. And that's kind of like that's what put the difficulty level of this game that we're all playing on such a high level, because the system ain't changing, even though we got to. The system ain't changing. So this then puts more emphasis on our need to be self-aware as fuck. Like, oh, I realize that the system is never going to affirm me. The system is never going to normal me. The system is never going to actualize me. It's never going to truly love me. I'm only going to be exploited, or I'm going to be disposed of in this system. Only one or the two of the things, and both of those things sometimes at the same fucking time. So I'm going to have to learn how to be well in a household that constantly is pro-virus. There's viruses everywhere to get me the fuck sick at all given time. So so now I got to overcompensate for how sick the household is by making sure that I got on my jacket, making sure that I got on my mask, making sure that I am doing everything that I can to have my equilibrium in this system. And this is why I cannot stand it. I cannot stand the fighting. I cannot stand the pitting against each other. I cannot stand the black on black, the woman on trans, the LGBT on straight. I cannot fucking stand it because it's not us. We are literally not the problem for each other. We have been conditioned and programmed and made to believe that we are each other's enemies. All of that shit is a byproduct of this sick ass fucking system. And once we can really internalize that, we can really then start doing that shit that we always say we can't do, which is coming together and assembling together like the damn Avengers and finally destroy Thanos' ass, who out here damn near on his last Infinity Stone before he snapped his goddamn fingers. Like, time is a mist, but
you're right.
The system ain't well, and we gotta look past each other. We gotta be compassionate toward each other. We gotta be easy on each other, even when we acting up on each other. Like, we got to remind ourselves, wait, I know that my sister or my brother is acting the fucking fool because they've been programmed to, and that this is just a byproduct of a system. It's very hard to maintain awareness when this system is pouring liquor down your throat, getting you inebriated at all given times, and to fight the resistance to. I think we really underestimate how much strength and self-accountability is going to take to stay sober in this drunk ass environment. It is a very, very, very difficult thing. It's one of the most difficult things that I know I've ever had to do, which is attempt to be lucid in this dream, attempting to maintain my awareness and not slip and slide off into unconsciousness, not slip and slide off into spiritual drunkenness, to stay aware. It's a fight for our lives right now, but we're going to have utter accountability for ourselves in order to break free from the shackles of the system. And my fear is that it's not enough people who ready to work that hard.
No,
it's not enough people who, like Andrew has done, like a Dreaming Edmund has done, to do the work that takes. Like, I have to commend Andrew and Dreaming for doing the work, because you are in a system that gives you permission to be your old self. You are in a system that actually wants you to be the other version of yourself. Yeah, like you're in a system that would have rewarded you for not changing. So to have done that is...
What spurred your change, Dreaming?
Hey, boo.
Can y'all hear me? Because I have like my headphones in.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm 26 and my change happened. I feel like I'm at an AA meeting.
Hi, Dreamy.
Hi, I'm Dreamy and I'm an alcoholic. I'm a recovering alcoholic. Okay, anyways. Sorry, alcoholics in the chat. So when I was 22, I was in an abusive relationship. And, I didn't know how to get out of it, whatever, learning my lessons, whatever. And at the time, I would think that I was big on the allyship because I came into the army with a trans woman. She was in the middle of transitioning. She was very early. She was a baby trans. So she was very early to transition. I never had a problem with her. when I always thought that I was like, I have a gay sister, like I'm good, like we allyship over here. I always thought that until I was I'm not saying tested because it's not a test, that's someone else's life. But what happened was my ex at the time, he had cheated on me, and you know, I found out it was with a dude. And I don't know. I'm not gonna say I turned homophobic because I never blamed I don't know what the person identified as. I just think he was a flamboyant man to my, and I'm sorry if he wasn't. But I just know I just looked back at myself and I masculinized myself. Like I looked at myself, was like, what was like, does he think I'm a man? Does he want to be with men now? Like I never got mad at him. I told him like, hey, if that's what you want, you gotta go over there with that. I don't want that. I don't want no parts of that. Like I'm not bisexual. You bisexual, that's cool, but you can't be bisexual over here. And I think some of my bias came from already like being masculinized because I'm one of those women. I have an athletic build. Like I got, you know, I'm toned. So I'm not trying to not trying to brag or anything, but like I've always been masculinized as a kid. Like, being a dark skinned woman and being toned, I've always gotten masculinized. So to be cheated on by a man, in my head, I'm just like, that solidifies it. You know, that solidifies it for me. Like you're a whole man, and that's not sexy. And I'm not feminine anymore. Like it took me a while to kind of get, you know, kind of like undo that for me because, like I said, I have friends who are a part of the community, and they told me like, it's not you. You know, don't blame the other person who's involved. I'm not trying to blame him, them, they. I don't know what their pronouns were. I just felt like it masculinized me. I wasn't jealous or anything. It just felt like I was being masculinized, and that threatened my femininity to me. And I think that I didn't understand that till now. Like that's how I felt.
That's a perfect example, Jim, of what I was talking about. Like, whereas in your partner being a fucking simp and an infidel for one, and actually cheating on you off of this fucking head, but him doing that and then doing that with the opposite sex, with the same sex, it then triggered up insecurities that were already active and lying dormant in you, and then you had to wrestle with that. Now, when you say it took you some time to have to unpack that and to have to heal yourself, like what, like if you can like give us some more feedback on what exactly like that looked like, because a lot of women, I remember I was watching, it's a content creator named a Geisha 305, I think, and I think somebody just sent me something to my inbox from her, but she also spoke about this experience too, whereas she had a dude who had cheated on her with the trans woman, and it led to her hating trans women. Like she could not stand trans women as a result of what her partner had did. And you know, she had to like undo that as well. So for you, like, what was the process like of like unpacking that?
Okay, so I want to say that I didn't care how mad I was. I didn't become that person who blamed people of like, I say the flag community because I don't know, because that's ignorant. I'm not gonna say that, but I don't, of the LGBTQ plus. I'm sorry, I stutter, y'all. My bad. the community. I'm gonna just say like that, right? Because I always believed that you can't be. It wasn't his or their fault. I don't know. It wasn't their fault. But what I did find myself doing was like, and this is so stupid and crazy, but does anybody know the show P-Valley?
Yes, of course.
That show came out, and part of the one of the storylines was that the dude was undercover. And I used to hate that show because it reminded me of what was going on in my personal life, you know? And so I was very bitter, not against the community, but just like, why did Ben do this? Da, da, da. Yeah. And I think what I did to help myself was I slowed down and I continued. Eventually I started watching P-Valley again, and I saw his journey. And I even humanized my ex at the time. Like, this man was putting his hands on me. He don't cheat on me. I didn't even care. It's not even the fact, like, someone like, he cheated on me with a man. Oh my gosh. I wasn't even focused on that so much. I feel like, yes, I was. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sitting here trying to make it cute. I was. But when I was watching P-Valley, I saw that man's journey. Like, he was just like, it's hard being a man who loves a man out loud. when I'm supposed to be masculine, when I'm supposed to be tough and da-da-da. And I didn't know what that felt like. And I just watched his journey. So it made me have sympathy for my ex. Like, despite everything he did to me, it made me have sympathy for him because he was this Nigerian American, and you know, Nigeria don't play that stuff.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't even me self-reflecting so much on myself, but more so how I viewed him. And then that kind of inherently helped me kind of move forward. And then again, like I had trans friends, I had friends who were part of the community who told me, like, Marilyn, it's okay. This does not make you some dude. This does not make you any less than. It shouldn't be the fact that he cheated on a man. It should be the fact that he cheated, period. Don't focus so much on, oh, he cheated on me with a man. That's even worse than being cheated on. Because women do say that. I'm not going to lie. A lot of women do say that. I have girlfriends who did tell me that. That's even worse than being cheated on by a woman. You got to worry about both people being cheated on now. Now you got to worry about this and that. I'm like, well, he just cheated on me. I don't even care who it's with. It's just the fact that he did it. So it took me a lot of accepting that, one, I'm not masculine because I'm dating a man who either likes to be with men or whatever. Right. That doesn't make me masculine. And his preference for whatever he wants, that's on him. And the only thing I want to do when I left the relationship, I just told him, you need to go live your truth. But before I did that, I did out him. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, okay. But you learned. You've learned. You on a healing path. And I want to say too, I want to add to that. I think something that a lot of women, because men got to do this too, obviously, because we're talking about how men are going to have to not listen to the system that's trying to make them insecure about having feminine energies. Black women are going to have to not listen to the system that's trying to make them feel a way about having masculine energy either. Like, that's going to, if you add that to your self-love dreaming, is that, first of all, like, I'm a spiritual being, and both the divine feminine and masculine moves through me, and it moves through all people. Like, I'm literally a byproduct of both my mother and my father. I'm literally birthed in masculine and feminine, as we all are, which is why we have parents of the opposite sex. Like, and there's nothing to be insecure about. Like, I am in my divine energy. I'm supposed to have masculinity. I'm supposed to have femininity. The system is what's teaching me to be ashamed of my femininity. Like, it's a lot of men who got like hips and ass. They feel insecure about, hips and ass. They feel insecure. They have to dress the lower half of their body down. It's a lot of men who have like high pitch of voices. They have to like manufacture a deepened voice because, once again, the system is trying to put a cap on our actual authentic truth. And it's trying to put a cap on what actually is just a natural phenomenon of it all. And having all of those messages constantly indoctrinated into all of us, like, it leads to this deepening insecurity, which is why we've been having also a dreaming all the conversations around how like transphobia does impact natural born women. Because for anything you can say about a trans woman physically, there is a natural born equivalent to that trans woman in the world. If you can look at a trans woman and say, oh, her big ass feet, there are some natural born women with big ass feet. If you can look at a trans woman and say, oh, her big ass hands, her broad ass shoulder, there is a natural born equivalent that exists to that has big hands, broad shoulders. So there's no way to be able to even participate in transphobia without backhanding natural born women, biological women, every other terminology but cisgendered in this case. Like, there's no way to do that without that. Also, I'm glad Intersex is here because we also got to talk about how sex in and of itself is really androgynous as hell. And even though there's still people who are like, you can't call me this, call me that, my genitals are decide. Well, the reality is, because intersex people exist, you can have vagina. You can have a vagina and still have XXXY. You can have all that going on while also having ovaries or having certain genitals, but your biochemistry will be something else. Your chromosomes will be all over the place. Like, sex is also not some black and white science. It is very much so nuanced. It's very much so androgynous. It's very much so vast and wide. And it is important that we understand these things, because I think that it allows us to take it easy on ourselves when we can look at the science, we can look at the data, we can look at the reality of sex, of biology. We can also look at the reality that, like, it helps us to understand, oh, there's a contradiction once again between the truth and then what the Matrix is trying to put in front of us as normalcy. So, a Dream at Edmund, I say, hey, embrace like all of you, and don't even allow this system to make you. And I have to tell my trans sisters the same thing. I was like, this system is going to put pressure, obviously, you know, on trans women to assemble. But the thing is, like, I wouldn't even go out of my way to even like I will only assimilate for my own like personal desires, but because I'm also clear that I have masculine and feminine, like, I'm going to find both of those things beautiful, and I'm going to embrace both of those things, because none of us are going to be able to completely get away from it. Like, it's literally in us. It is us. Like, you can look at any man and then be like, boy, you look like your motherfucking mama. You can look at most women and be like, girl, you look like your damn daddy. Like, it's literally on our face. Like, we literally have the opposite sex's face on our face. Like, we all are androgynous fucking beings. It's always been that way. This is not new. It's not it's new that we're finally just like not playing about it no more, and we just ripping the goddamn curtain back and calling it down the middle. But you know, I set myself free by just embracing the whole thing. So when people be like, why you got a beard and a wig? Because I'm him, I'm her, I'm us, I'm we. I mean, like the fuck. I mean, like I don't know what to tell you. I mean, like, why else would I have a wig and a weave on? I mean, like a wig and a beard. I mean, like, why else? I mean, it's just the truth. I mean, does nature not afford me to grow my own long, natural locks as a man? I mean, I don't know, like, what are we trying to get each other to prove exactly? It's just, it is what it is. And I don't have the energy. I don't have the fucking energy to play those games. It's just easier for me not to give a fuck. It's just easier for me to just let myself be. It's just easier for me to just exist. So that's why I can also appreciate Netta to a certain degree. Like, I understand what she said, like, I ain't none of that shit. I'm just Netta. Because at the end of the day, at the very end of the day, beyond all the language, beyond all the concepts, beyond all the things, bitch, I just am that I am. I just am that I am. Like, I just am that I am. All the other contextualization, conceptualization, it's cool, it's cute for a working society that's trying to have some functionality, and we all trying to move about each other respectfully, etc. Totally get it. But at the bald-headed end of the goddamn day, I just am that I am. And that's all that there needs to be. And I think it makes more sense for us to work toward that world and to tear down the rest of this shit, so that there's nothing for nobody to be insecure about. People can just be who and what they are, and can exist in their authentic selves and form the highest relationships that they can, based upon finally being free enough to be true unto yourself and to be your true self. Like, the reason why the marriage and divorce rates are high, and there's an epidemic on relationships, and everybody is in some complicated shit, is because we're struggling with not being authentic. There's not enough authentic people here and able, like, for those things to be able to thrive at the level they need to fucking thrive. So we gotta find ourselves first, so that we can become our motherfucking selves, and then we evangelize that self unto the world and create friendships and romantic relationships and intimacy. So we're having a great reset. Intersex, look like you're trying to bust out of your seams over there, boo.
She's just over there trying to put us all in shame. That's all. Yeah. Showing, look, got the hair all out, showing the girls, just all of it.
Let me borrow some titties, girl. Shit.
For real.
But no, I just wanted to come back on camera because I wanted to say that my phone died, but my phone died, so
and the audio is glitching up, child.
Yeah, it's chopping up.
Can you hear me now?
The audio chopping. Let me see.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right. So I was just coming back on camera because it was a statement that I wanted to make.
Yes.
Before my phone died, but my phone died. I showed it a little bit, and I'm back. But the thing that really grinds my gear is when people say that women of trans experience is like when it comes to hair, makeup. I don't know. A lot of people speak on that without the hair, without the makeup, that they N-word.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to come back on camera with no makeup, with no
Not
wig.
you. I'm about to say not you.
Natural locks out and all, baby. That's the thing. We all real niggas at the end of the day. That's the thing. We all real at the end of the day, man. And, and I really miss the other cultures, the Mexican culture, the Native American culture, or the Jewish culture even, like, who understood that femininity and masculinity were states of consciousness. It was an energy thing, baby, that you could vibrate a feminine spirit and have a masculine body. You could vibrate masculine energy and be in a feminine body. That these things were not determined by aesthetics or by genitals. That these were soul realities, and this is why I think somebody said it earlier, like, how is it that I can tell, that a young boy is probably going to be a certain way when he's only 3 years old? Right. He can't choose that, obviously. He hasn't made a conscious decision, to do anything. Or a little girl who you can say that you can tell, like whether that be about energy or whether that be about orientation. But these things are in us, they are as us. But we are really like the only society that's really tripping, because every other society really made space for all these other classes of people, and it didn't take anything away from dominant society for these other classes of people to be able to exist, to have dignity in their lives, and to have presence amongst everybody. It didn't take anything away from the men. It didn't take anything away from the women. Like, we the only fucking society that's fucking going ballistic as a motherfucker, like letting it fucking rip out here. And it's weird. It's wild. And I have been in spaces where I've had to defend my femininity, and my clapback is because I have so much fucking respect for the badass bitches in my life, from my grandmama to my mother to my aunties. None of these motherfuckers will ever be able to get me to feel a way about energy that I extracted from some of the strongest, most revolutionary, most independent, most emboldened motherfucking people I've ever met in my motherfucking life. If there's anything in me that is a reflection of my grandmother, bitch, I'm wearing it as a badge of honor. If there's anything like my mother that's in me, there's anything like my aunties in me, I can carry that with my head up high, because you're talking about the best of me. When you are looking at my femininity, you're talking about something that came from a long line of people who understood the fucking assignment and did what needed to be done and stayed behind and did the real motherfucking work. And so if any of that is seen in me, if any of that can show up in me, there's no way, baby, you're going to be able to get me to have shame about a power and about a way of life that I have seen, put to work through the bodies of females in my life who use this feminine energy to carry the world out, who use this feminine energy to make the world happen, who use this feminine energy in order to protect, in order to nurture, in order to become, in order to evolve. Like, that's some weird shit that you want me to be ashamed about what I got from my mama. You want me to be ashamed about what I got from my grandma. You want me to be ashamed of what I got from my aunts. You want to be ashamed of that. That's some weird shit. I'm never going to. So I think we really gotta challenge these ideas that as a woman, I can't be masculine. As a woman, I can't have masculine features, whether that's in characteristics, whether that's in body type, that as a man, I can't have femininity, whether that's in characteristics, whether that's in body type. Like, that's a bunch of bullshit. Unless there's somebody here who was birthed of an immaculate conception, it took the rest of us to have both XY and XX come together to create the ABCD of us all.
I hate to tell y'all hoes, but I was made out of immaculate conception. Y'all hoes can hate all y'all want.
You could be immaculate because all I know is when we get off this live, I'm going right here. I'm popping both my boys upside the head because I want my girls to look like intersex, and because to them they can't. They in here, they about to drag in and touch hell, and I'm mad about it. I'm mad about it. Look, my soon to be 8th grader. He's 6 feet tall. I'm gonna jump up and I'm gonna pop him too.
A mess.
It's not popping the kids.
I'm popping both of them. I want to look like that. Like I said, my girl scrubbing the earth's core right now.
I don't believe that now.
I got some good bras though, girl. Got some good bras.
She said, "Oh my god!"
But they sucked the life right out of them.
I gave you Andrew.
They sucked the life right out of them.
I don't got none.
And feed a damn nation.
I did not. I did do that. And
that's what's supposed to be done. See, you understood the assignment.
but I mean,
the Lord will give unto us according to our capacity.
But see, I feel like I don't been a blessing. Why can't they just go back? It ain't a pill I could take to make them go back.
I mean, Miami said he opened.
It's because them hitting the flow is your job well done.
Good, they scrubbing and mopping. Right. They scrubbing and mopping the floor.
Assignment concluded, baby. Okay.
Oh Lord.
I could be on National Geographic. I could be the cover girl on National Geographic now, I swear.
Andrew, stop it.
I love it.
I'm telling you, all off in the equator. Heading towards Earth core, or go straight through and end up in Japan.
Oh my God.
I can't.
Not the titty slapping hands.
Somebody right now is paying for that, Andrew. Somebody right now on the table paying just for that.
But look, they need to get that money back.
Got a damn Instagram following a 1.1 million damn followers.
They need to get that money back.
So we are donning y'all upon our 3-hour quarter. Does anybody have anything else that they want to add before we wrap it on up?
I just want to say that we got to stop this. We got to educate ourselves. It is so, and I'm just speaking for my little age group. I feel like we've done a better job at being more aware, because I see little boys, little girls, that little them days out here in the world actually being themselves, and no one shaming them for it, because it's becoming more acceptable. But I think there's so many people who are still very ignorant. And I just wanted to stop with this whole competition stuff. No one's threatening your womanhood. Take it from me as a woman who learned that ain't nobody threatening my womanhood or my manhood or my hood. We good over here.
We good in my hood.
Or my just educate.
Yes. I agree. Anybody else got anything that they want to throw in the pot?
This was a great conversation, and it was a distraction from all the other political BS that's going on.
Oh, baby. And we're going to be getting into that before the weekend now, too, honey. We got to talk about that Project 2025 situation, honey.
Oh,
you gotta
Yeah,
call
it's a
Mr.
lot
Joe.
going on.
Educate yourself on it because they're coming for all of us.
and
Mhm.
please
All of us.
have an evacuation plan, please. No,
Yeah.
really, seriously. I just had to fix my passport because I had lost it, but then I found it, but I had reported it lost, so I just got it restored like 2 weeks ago. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm haul ass into Canada because the closest to New Jersey. I live
Oh,
in New
no,
Jersey.
baby.
That is the
I
closest.
can't. Tory Lanez will be out soon, so he'll be running them Canadian streets shy. Not Canada.
Him and BBL Drizzy.
I don't
BBL
even
Drizzy
care
right
at this point. I don't even care because I am so mortified at this country, and I can't. No, I'm telling you right now. Soon as it breaks out, I'm going to Canada via New York, and that's it. Because Pennsylvania is a little iffy. So
I'm packing up right now, honey. Hitting the border because I can't. It's gonna be a lot, man. But you know, I got a feeling that this is gonna be the pressure that's going to make the powder keg go kaboom. Finally, I just got a feeling that our people, we particularly, probably needed to get all the way worse and to feel absolutely hopeless and to feel absolutely helpless before we finally draw a closed hand fist. I hate that for us. I hate that we are that lazy. I hate that we are that divided that it's going to take it to get worse. It's going to take right before the clock strikes 12 before we finally do something about this system. But that's probably what it's going to take. I don't have a lot of confidence that we're going to get it together in time, but we're going to get it together right before the very end, like right before the very end. But by that time, all hell is going to have a broken loose. It's going to be damn near the fucking apocalypse by the time we look up and use our staffs. But yeah, it's coming. And they've been planning this for a long time. And while they've been getting
this since Obama was in the office,
Mm-hmm.
they are determined to make sure that another don't run this country. This is all about Kamala. That's what it's about. Who cares about Joe? Him being old. He was old 4 years ago. Who cares about that? No, it's the truth. Because
I'm with you. It's by
4
Kamala.
years ago that he was going to get older. Why is it a problem now? No, this is about Kamala.
Well, they must know something though that we don't know because the black community ain't too convinced that she is on our side any damn way. So they must know something that we don't. If they trying to stop her ass.
No, they're trying to stop her simply because of who she is.
Yeah, black
and
women.
a lot of I used to think the same things about her until again did my deep research because I wanted to know. And a lot of the things that have been said about that woman have been exaggerated and misconstrued.
Not true.
They're not true. Because I thought I believed all of it too until I wanted to know better. I looked in, and it was coordinated. They want us to think that so that we won't want her. It was a whole smear campaign. It was a whole smear campaign.
Well, let me ask y'all this question: What in the last 4 years, like, what has she contributed? Like, where is Kamala?
Actually, now that it's coming out, and Joe has been talking about himself. She was instrumental on the HBCU funding. She was the one that went to those schools and figured out what they wanted. She was the one that was helping to fight to keep the abortion pill available. She's been the one that's been fighting, trying to get the voters' rights and everything. It's all been in the background. Because she didn't want to overshadow him, but he's been talking about it more now.
Okay, so she been working.
But my thing is,
she been working.
She been working the whole entire time. She's been doing a lot of the hard work of like meeting with the other countries. She's been out of the country a lot meeting with trying to get coalitions together, and we
And
ain't know a thing.
can I tell y'all that was her biggest mistake? Because
Hold on, y'all.
had
Somebody
she
got
been
feedback.
more
Hold
Has she
on.
been more vocal about it? You right,
Let me
Romans.
if she definitely had been more not just vocal but visible about it, right,
Mm-hmm.
that would have gave the Democrats, if it was going to be a Democrat Republican, because I don't care for neither party, but if it was going to be that, she, you know what I'm saying, she just dropped the ball tremendously. Like it, and in so many ways. Why, if you're going to be a self-identified black woman, why then cower? And I'm not.
I
Why
get what you're saying, but
allow
that's their
this?
job. That's their
Why this
role.
male? Like, no. He's incompetent. And see, I think like, no, it's the truth. Like,
He just owned it.
um, but but as a black successful woman, why, if that's what you're identifying as, right? Why cower down and make it so, like,
But that's the job of the
lady?
VP. That's
Let,
what they do.
no. But the job of a VP is also to stand and strength. Look at Al Gore. I mean, like, I don't want to get
But
to
you
politics.
can't over and look what happened with Al Gore.
Mm-mm.
You can't overpower and
In
overshadow the top
no. In a
side.
situation that we're in right now with 45, absolutely you can.
Well, now, yeah, of
Absolutely
course
you
now.
can.
And she is stepping up now. But I'm saying before, because I'm telling
No,
you,
even
had she done it,
before.
they would have been trying to get rid of her. Had she done
Mm-mm.
it, they would have been trying to get rid of her because they would have been saying she was overstepping him. She was trying to outshine him.
Mm-mm.
They would have done because they're trying to say it now.
Mm-mm.
Here's the thing, though, Andrew. We know that, like, because this new society, like, it's kind of unfortunate that like politics has kind of taken it's taken on kind of like an entertainment factor. So now there's even more emphasis on like optics. And
Performative politics.
yeah,
That's what
and
they
so
want
I think
now.
like
You don't have to know
Romans
anything. You
and
just got
Tia-
to look like you do.
yeah, and what and because of that, like I think that's what Rumors and T is trying to
I
say.
get what she's saying.
She should have
I do agree with her.
she should have had a like holding a press conference, speaking to the people, like kind of pushing her PR to make sure my people and the people know what the fuck I'm out here doing. Like,
But
make
you know who
sure
was
that
telling it
it's
all though? She wasn't being covered. Roland Martin. If you go back to Roland Martin, everything
Yeah.
and every he's always covered her the entire 4 years. The press just was not giving her
The
the press.
media.
He's been giving it to her.
But the wonderful thing about social media, because let's be for real, most people today get their information off of social media. People ain't watch the TV. So when you have such platforms, you utilize them. You know what I see a lot of her? I do see a lot of her working with the HBCs and all of that. But most of the time all I see her doing is being at concerts. Like,
Go over to
that's the
Roland.
public. That's
Go
what
over to Roland Martin.
this is what I'm saying. There's a way
He
that
covers even
you can
phone calls she
utilize.
has.
There's a way that you can utilize social media. Like Roland Martin is not the only black journalist out here, or whatever the case may be. You can't do what, like, at the end of the day, times have evolved. So they are trying to, take us back in time.
Ooh.
However, we're more progressive. The only problem is that we're not. We find it hard until, like Conscious was saying, it gets real gut butter. Like, I think that's why people were so excited about the Montgomery Brawl, because it wasn't anything that was tragic. Because it usually takes tragedy, complete tragedy, for us to come band together. Where we throw all the bullshit out the window. It usually comes to, that type of dynamic. But in that case, it did not get to that extreme. So we was here for it, but we have a tendency of being absent-minded and short-minded as well. Like, we just we gotta do better.
We got to have an
Because
ask, and we got to
and
continue
it
to have
can't be
that ask even after
about
the election.
and it can't be just about politics. That's the whole thing too. Like, it can't, like, I understand that we are in a political country, but I just feel like if we get back to our humanity and
Yep.
focus on, that's why I always speak about it so much, focus more on our humanity. We can even allow politics to have its place, but our first concept, first thought should be humanity over everything else. If we get back to that, we don't have to conform to things that are not beneficial to us as a race, a community, and a people.
Can I?
Block, we
This is my
be as
whole
a
thing
block.
is,
We had to be as a strong block. I'm with everything you're saying. Be as a strong block, but where we drop the ball is it doesn't end after these elections. The way
Right.
you get the respect is you have to, whatever they promise, you got to stay on them all those years and make them fulfill those promises. What we do is we vote and say, okay, sure, we going. That's what they said they're gonna do. No, you can't trust that that's gonna happen, and we
But
got to
how about
stop
if you
trusting
go?
that.
Here's the thing: when they go into these offices,
Hmm.
my only thing is because I understand politics, and I know that most politicians, when they come into office, especially their first term, they're not going to fulfill any promises they made because there's already been other obligations that are in or that are currently in
Hmm.
process, so they don't get a chance to make no real difference. However, instead of focusing on trying to get the system to do something for us, why not then come in? Because now you're in this position, right? We put you in this position of
Hmm.
some type of authority. Then why not come in and bring us the instruments we need within our own communities to build our own, start our own shit? Why not do that then? Because
Because as I
that's
said,
what,
accountability. That is what's going to bring us out. But what we have to do is we do have to hold them accountable. Because one thing that Barack Obama said, and I will never forget it, he says you have to have when you go into politics, you have to have that one thing that you will get up every day and fight for. It doesn't matter. Pick that one thing, and you need to also know where your line is, because if you don't have that one thing that's going to drive you to make you, because you're going to have bad days, but you're going to go keep fighting for that one thing. But also you have to know this is my line, because if you haven't identified your lines, the things that you will not go past, then you'll be flown past them before you even realize it. You will
That's
have
true.
compromised what you thought you were about. And he said that's how you. But us, we just like everybody else has a lobbying group. You know, um, this group, the guns have theirs. The whatever other races have theirs. The unions. We have to have our ask, make sure they are clear on that ask, and hold them to what they said they're going to do. And the
but you
way
know
you
what?
hold them to it, call them out and let them know you won't get the vote the next time.
All of those groups that you're calling in more, guess what they all do first and foremost? They do the work. They raise their own funding. They don't go to the government requesting anything that they're not going to provide for themselves. They get out there and make it happen because they know the fight is to get them to do something they're not already doing. So they know to go and do the work themselves. And
But when
Conscious, you was I don't want to. You was I hate going into politics, but you know, yesterday when you was live on IG,
mm-hmm. Yes.
Intersex, are you saying something, baby? Because you was
I,
mute.
yeah, I wanted to say a couple of things, but I'm just letting y'all. I'm not trying to interrupt nobody.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna let you have it. Because yesterday when you were playing the video, Conscious, of Candace Owens and Don Lemon and Mark Lamont,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care for Candace Owens,
Me either.
but I can also set aside how I personally feel
And recognize.
and acknowledge when it's something. There was a lot to what she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that it's first of all,
It's her.
I don't think she articulated herself properly,
Yeah.
right? And I also think it also was the messenger as well.
that's
Yes.
right, because don't nobody want to hear from her.
Yeah.
But two things could be true at the same time. You
Yeah.
understand? There is some truth to us getting back to taking charge of our own lives as a community, as a people, and doing our own work as well. Like we should have something
But
to bring to the table. Like because that's the difference between our grandparents' generation some of our parents' generation, they didn't come to the table just looking and expecting and demanding to get something, even though we're entitled to it. They still work for it. They still went, and because they understood they were living.
Yeah, like they did both. They put on the demand, but they also put their feet to the ground.
Right, and that's what we're lacking. It's like either we have one and don't have the other.
But
and
that's what I mean. Say our wants and hold them accountable to giving it to us.
I just want Kamala and Biden's administration to be a bit more aggressive, especially on the optic side of it, because that's kind of what Trump is really good at. But because they got to realize they're going up against somebody who has a lot of decades in media, particularly, and navigating media and navigating optics and publicity. And that's what Trump uses to his advantage. And any party going up against him are going to have to implement that, because once again, we are in like a optic based society now where you can have people not doing nothing, but if they know how to talk, if they know how to talk good enough, and they know how to lie good enough, and they know how to be confident in their outward posture, and they know how to play the optic game, they can get your ass to play into their bullshit, even if they full of shit. So they need to be doing the same thing. They need to be playing the optic game too. And with that being said, I'm going to like, I think I might need to bring that conversation from Instagram over here. Like I might need to have like a show and we talk about, like we just, I bring that whole show over here to Instagram too. Because I think that'd be good for us.
But that sense of community, like we had all that, I'm sorry to say, during segregation. We had a sense of community. We had our own businesses.
Yeah.
We had our own everything. The only problem with segregation was white terror. That was the problem. And then,
we had it because we had to have it, though.
Right, exactly. But then, once integration came, doors were opening for us. Some of us went to the better schools and better neighborhoods because we could and we had the opportunity to do it. In turn, we neglected that sense of community.
Absolutely.
That's what
But
happened.
the thing was, in optics, it appeared that we were getting better education by going to their schools and this, and that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case.
Wasn't the case at all. It
Well,
wasn't better.
It's an instance of they think their water looks colder than ours. I want some of it. That grass look green, and that's a different color green.
Not the concept
game.
Killed him. When Martin Luther King finally got it and said, "Wait a minute, this is not even about what I thought it was," he was killed. So it was just. We lost all that power that we did have as a community. We lost it. We lost it. I don't know how we get it back.
I've been thinking about this for like a couple of years. I feel like, aren't we as people tired of Democrats and Republicans? Like, why can't we vote for the independent person that's running, the green person that's running?
Because
like,
our country isn't structured that way.
About money, and they don't have enough money to really back them up to make them a heavy player in this thing.
It's not even necessarily the money.
It definitely is.
I think it is the money because
funny.
Okay, I worked in
it's the structure.
I worked on campaigns and things like that. It's about the money because the more money you get, the more notice you get. Like the more commercials you get, the more ads you get, the more people know. Like we don't know that Chase Oliver is running for president as a representation for a different party. We don't know that Robert Kennedy is running as well.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Robert Kennedy and
Robert Kennedy to my work.
Lord have mercy.
Let's not even go there with him. But but I do know all about him too, though. But I get what you're saying. But I do think it okay. I think the money is a function of the two-party system, right?
Mm-hmm.
The country is set up as a two-party system, and until that has changed structurally, that's why the money is like that. Think
But
about
we
it. The conventions
tried.
that are about to come up, all the monies that go into the conventions and all of that, it's structured as a two-party system. Right now, if we were to vote third party, the way that it is structured, that
It
is
would count.
in essence a vote for Trump. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because the
it
third
is.
parties do not have a viable path to win at
So
this
they
moment.
don't.
That doesn't
They
mean that
don't.
in the future, but in this moment, they don't have a viable path to win the
No.
presidency. So that vote, because people that would never vote for, you would never even consider voting for Trump, right?
Mhm.
Those people, if they were to then go to vote for a third party rather than the Democrat rather than Biden, right? Then that
Mhm.
is essentially a vote for Trump. You know why? Because they would never going to vote for Trump in the first place.
In the first
So
place,
when you have these two options here, these are the only two viable options we have. We can say they suck. We can say we don't like them. We can say we want better. We can say all of that to the cows come home. These are the two options we have, though.
right.
The two viable options we
The
have.
two, right. And then, like, to piggyback off of what you're saying, when we tried to have our own political party, was the Black Panther Party, and we saw what happened to them.
I don't know that was a political party.
They
I
were
know that
party. They were their
they were
own.
political.
My father, yes, they were. They were trying. Yes, my father was in the Black Panthers at a point in time, and they had their own party. They had a convention and everything. Their own convention, everything. Yup. So
Intersex is just a little. She's just a little enigma over here, working on campaigns. Got pretty titties.
Babe, she putting in that work, honey. She about
Putting
that
in that
life.
work.
Period. Shit.
but she
But
This
no,
is
but
the
you still.
thing.
But I get what you're saying. I wish there were more viable options too. That's not to say that there aren't any options out there. And I do think that
Do
there
you think
needs
the
a reckoning needs to come where there is a path for more options, right?
Well,
Because
I
that's
think
how England, well, the UK, that's how they just wrangled back control from all of these extremists because
what
there are so many different paths and they came
that,
together.
right? Wasn't that the Boston Tea when they, the revolution, right? With the
I mean,
tea.
they left many different things, but I'm talking about last week over in the UK last week. That's how they were able to stamp out the same things that are going on here is because they have more viable paths. They have several different party lines and they all came
Right.
together. They all came together to defeat the things
But
that were going on
that's
there.
what I'm trying to say, like in regards to the Boston Tea Party. Wasn't that what that was related to?
That was more religion.
Oh,
Seriously, that was more religious
I
based,
didn't know
not
that.
want to
I'm
be
telling
not want to
y'all,
be a part of the Church of
every
England, not want to pay
conversation,
taxes.
every see that whole voting thing to me, it's like it's a part of us. I don't. It's hard for me. I don't know whether I think it's a symptom issue, or if it's a source, like if it's the main bitch in charge. Because every time we talk about how to get our fair slice of the pie and how we get up in this shit and how we reclaim our time and our rights, I'm still trying to figure out how in the hell, what the hell do we have as a people, including every other minority group who's going to be adjacent to us? What do we have to protect ourselves from
Right.
white violence with? Because
Right.
because somebody brought up Wall Street. We know that Wall Street was destroyed as a result of white violence, and we just saw what these damn pale folk did 2 years ago against their own kind if the agenda was not in accordance, aka misinsurrection. So with us knowing today that the white people of the KKK of yesterday are still the white people of today, and they are that committed to smashing the efforts of any other group that is going to try to equalize this whole thing. I mean, beyond putting the proper people in place politically, etc., which are all important, what the hell is the
Voter education
attitude about how we're going to protect ourselves from these motherfuckers physically? Because
voter education. Because I can admit, I got a sibling right now that I want to wring her neck because she's a low information voter. She doesn't inform herself, and she was literally talking about voting for Trump because of the stimulus checks, and then the helper don't even realize he didn't even want her to have them. He tried to keep her from getting them, but because all you hear is what the media is focused on, you have to actually go out to find the information, the truth. They go after these low information voters that's going to see a meme or hear something in passing, doesn't understand it. It is literally voter.
Yeah, but I think Conscious is speaking. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Conscious is speaking more or less to the fact of actually protecting ourselves.
That's what I mean. We have to be more
voting,
educated so we don't fall for the
okey-doke. Going and casting a vote alone, we know that doesn't do it. So, whereas, like, because when it comes to that, the one thing that I can say about the Panthers, back my mom's generation, we did have a very militant, because a lot of those people came home from Vietnam.
Yep. Because
and so we had a lot of militant, and like they were pissed off to come. Like we was going through shit here before we went to go fight for y'all asses, and we come back and we back in it, if not even worse condition than we were before. Like, we got slaughtered over there. All type. You come back with all of that baggage to this bullshit.
And they were united, and they went
that was
as
a common purpose. Because before a lot of them, check it out, before a lot of them did go to war, there was there was an unraveling, because a division being created, because you had those that followed in practices of nonviolence, Dr. King, and then you had those that were like, by any means necessary, Malcolm X. There was a division that was being created between the Islamic community, because before we were all Christian based heavy, even though we were still Christian based, but then we had the Islamic faith taking a rise, that push. So there was like a division that was being caused, but then the commonality of us all being, which is what we lost in us. We forgot the commonality that we're all still black. We're the same.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what causes our struggle. Somehow, I don't know. When I'm an 80s baby.
Hold on. No, see, y'all done got way too goddamn talkative. If I just need to start, if I just need to start another stream, just say that.
Well, here you go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chunk the juices. I'm gonna chunk the juices for right now.
If y'all need 5 minutes for me to get another stream together, just say that. Is that what we need to do?
I guess that's what we need to do.
You probably do it because it's a good combo. It's some good combo, but I'm going to chuck the deuces and call it what it is. I have enjoyed everybody, loved everybody on this panel. I have been educated and
you've been
forever changed.
And you've been forever changed. And you've been a testimony too, Andrew.
Well, thank y'all. Right. Like I said, I'm still learning and still growing, but like I said, I'm still stay out here in these streets fighting for you.
And we all are.
I'm still rolling. Got my Duke stuff for you.
I appreciate you, Andrew, and thank you so much, boo.
Y'all have a blessed day. Love y'all.
Y'all be available on Sunday, cause
okay.
I'm gonna give y'all I'm gonna give y'all a Saturday off, honey, then we can on Sunday and get it cracking.
All right, love all y'all.
Bye bye. Thank you, Rumors. Are you gonna be free on Sunday?
Sunday, yeah. Sunday.
Right.
Good night, everybody.
All right, boo. Emily. Emily done bounced. I'll be praying for you, Emily, boo. As TS Madison said, honey, a light and love, baby. You gonna rise up in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Daughter. Intersex, boo.
Yes, I'm definitely gonna be free on Sunday. I want to say something before I get off.
Hey, get them hoes fired on your job. Yes, go ahead, boo.
It's crazy. They getting fired on their own one by one.
Period.
So, I wanted to say to the replay game, make sure y'all thumbs up this video.
Period.
Thumbs up the video.
Period.
But that's
I
all
love
I
love that you came through. Are you gonna I thought you was gonna I wish you would have hit the link and talked to Maddie when she was here. Like, what did you think about the whole conversation? Like, what did you think?
It was a great conversation.
Mhm.
It definitely made me. Well, I'm not in a hate relationship. It's all love here. But it definitely made me understand her more.
Yeah.
It was a great conversation. But it's crazy how you can befriend someone, help them out, bring them into your home, feed them, and they can still backstab you.
Baby, put the motherfucking put the dagger handle deep in you.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
They ain't making them like they used to. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. I'm so excited about this conversation. I'm gonna have everything all queued up, honey, and I'm just looking forward to this. I hope that Don Lemon's interview comes fully out before Sunday with Candace. I don't know when it's supposed to be dropping, but I want to use some excerpts from his conversation and some excerpts from Mark Lamont's conversation with Candace, and then get into this Project 2025, because there's a website that kind of broke it down and condensed it so that people didn't have to read through every fucking 1,000 page of the manifesto. So I'm gonna try to take some excerpts from it, and we can just talk about what's going on with us and everything and get into it. Because as Rumors and Andrew said, baby, this ain't coming for all of us. The trans, the gays, the LGBTs, the blacks. It's coming for the underclass, the middle class, baby. This thing is it's gonna be a whole solar eclipse. So I'm with it. So thank you for bringing your beautiful ass on screen. I'm probably gonna be on screen too, especially if you're gonna be on screen, honey, because you ain't gonna be outdoing me on my own shit. So we're gonna have to be twinning on Sunday, child. Come up in here glowing. So I'm gonna set the reminder page and everything so you guys can have y'all reminders set and everything. And I'm a DM you because I want to ask you something too.
Okay,
boo.
Okay, thanks, Rumors and T, for sending me the link. If she never sent me the link, I wouldn't even been up on here.
Come on, mods. Mods, stick together. Come on, moderator. Y'all better sit together, baby. Yeah.
I think she wanted me to ask some questions to Maddie, too. She's like, Daddy is on live. She sent me the link. But I'm sorry. I was nervous.
I don't know why you be...
All right, so can I say this?
Yes.
That people really don't know about me. I feel like my experience as a intersex woman, it stopped me from learning. It put a hold on my education. It made me not want to raise my hand in class when I didn't understand. So it's like sometimes I don't be knowing what the words to say. I know what to say, but I don't know how to put it out. That's why. So I'm working on that. Though.
That's why I be translating for you too. So when you be like, CCV said everything I was gonna say, I'm like, yeah, like let's be raising my hand for my sister because I already know what time it is. But no, like I think that practice makes perfect. Obviously, you know, like a lot of us who started off on YouTube and shit, like we were not used to speaking in front of, especially when they created the live thing. Like that shit was very nerve wracking and just. It's just a lot of energy. I thought I would never be good at doing live streams because I just could not stand it at first. It was very, very nerve-wracking, but I learned that just consistency just helped me to get more comfortable. So the more you raise your hand, like the more you put yourself out there, the more you give yourself a chance to like exercise, connecting like the mouth to the brain, the more that you just like do that in a public setting, it gets easier and easier. Trust me, like as somebody who has had to get good at live streaming to where I can feel really comfortable and I can really find my flow. Definitely consistency is everything. And since you really, really feel good in this space, like take advantage of just like sometimes just jump in and find something to raise your hand about. So just so that you can just exercise. And you know how we is over here. Like we kind of don't be having no order because the conversations kind of be organic. So people just kind of be in and shit. So don't be afraid to just jump rope style. Like don't be afraid to apply some aggression. Like just don't be scared. Like cause this your house. We all family up in this bitch. So
but you know the last time I did that, They said I was pushing out masculine.
Don't worry about what the don't worry about the haters, okay? Don't worry about it. It's always gonna be somebody saying something. Fuck them niggas. So like turn that comment section off. You just do you, honey. Okay, just do you.
Crazy. I don't know if it was just my time to get on the camera. The comment section really did me well.
Girl, you are beloved over here. You are family over here. The Conscious crew, like, we feel your absence, honey. You know, we all key players over here. So with Intersex right here, like, where the fuck is Intersex at? My girl working, honey. She on the plantation. She making them dollars. Making it do what it do. But no, like, this is treat this as your home. Treat this as your second home. Like, you got a ranch over here and everything, child, and people love you down. You can't do no wrong here. Even if people gonna disagree, you can do no wrong. Like, you can't do no wrong. So you continue to do this. I'm so glad that you did this. You know, I'm proud of you. Very proud of you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate, love all y'all.
I love you too, boo. And expect my DM.
Go.
That part. Bye. That was our Intersex. This was a great show. Shout out to Maddie shutting shit down. Shout out to the panel. Andrew, Dreaming, Emily, Rumors, Intersex. Y'all came through with the come through, baby. This is one for the ages, girl. We've been getting those exclusives, girl. You know, a Messy Sweet Spot pulled up last week. TS Madison pulled up this week, baby. I told y'all, we might not have 50 million, 11 quadrillion subscribers. It ain't about that, baby. We got presents, okay? Y'all got the king be kanging, baby. Okay, the king is connected, baby. Okay, all you got to do is be good at what you do. Okay, that's it. If you're good at what you do, baby, you can exist at any level and compete with any of these niggas. Okay, you just gotta be that nigga. You gotta be that bitch. All right. That's why we don't be sweating no numbers and the subscriber count. Yes, it's a blessing. We getting our numbers up. The channel is obviously growing. That's amazing. But you know, all that really is for optics. You know, we've been able to do what we want to do. We've been able to connect to who we want to connect to. We've been able to get any interviews. We've been able to get whatever we want, just period, because that's just where we at with it. You know, the numbers ain't never kept us from anything. So I'm happy though that it's all coming together. We're growing, and you know, we out here making the table shake. So shout out to Maddie girl. And y'all tell me what y'all think about the show. I'll see y'all on Sunday for sure. We might have a hot topics and a pre-recorded situation on tomorrow. I need to gag up and roast some damn people. So y'all might get an upload tomorrow, but y'all will definitely see me Sunday. All right. Thumbs up to the friend of a friend of a friend. Thank you all for the donations. If you enjoyed yourself, $ Consciouztv on Cash App, PayPal.me/Consciouztv on PayPal. And I will see y'all later. Bye.